It's a little late for a long intro. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sowing and Reaping YouTube channel. I'm going to be responding to Revelation News video that he made today where he was saying I was lying about Shani. And he was endorsing the things that she said was true. Hey, Rev, I want you to pay very close attention to what I'm going to say in this video. You was doing a pretty good job just staying out of this and not saying nothing. Just letting me and Shani going back and forth. Now that you said something, and now that you've on multiple occasions told me that you might actually jump into this, you know what? I'm jumping ahead of things. Let me let you guys hear what he actually said. And then after you guys hear what he has to say, can I put this? Rev's going to get schooled, and I'm going to show you why. All right. So let me show everybody the video here. That's in question. We're going to briefly go on Twitch, and then I got some things that I want to say. But the whole video is less than 3 minutes. So I'm going to let everybody see this in a moment. So just give me a minute. I'm going to mute, and I'll let you guys see the video in its entirety.
All right, guys. So this is in response to G-Man's latest little short video that he's got up there. Let's discuss a little something. Back when Shani and I were in Colorado, so I had wet brain and I was not doing well. And my wife, this is my wife we're talking about, Shani. She had reins over everything because my wet brain was so bad that I wasn't really even capable of doing like bills, and she was very amazing and handled that well. Now, G-Man, when you were out and out in Beverly Hills, down and out, homeless, you were staying in our place, and you were in need of food. You said this to us, and said how Christian it was, and how much you admired what we did at the time. Uh, it was Shannon that was sending you the money. Now, why was it Shannon sending you the money? Well, because I was incapacitated, and she's my what will you call authority, like power of attorney, all of that. That's she's so she had custody of that money. She was giving it to you, not me. So if you're saying that you're cutting her out now, are you seeing what I'm getting at here? We were married, so she had total control over it. Do you want to say something? No. So this arena mode that you're in, G-Man, at this point is now causing you to lie, like the reaction channels. So you owe me because you said you were going to do this, and I'm accepting it because I'm in need. So you owe me and Shani the money that you said you were going to pay us from that house. Stop lying, because this stuff makes you lie, and you need to repent of it because you know this stuff is not true. So I'm going to defend Shani again because this is ridiculous, and you know it's ridiculous, and you're only saying this stuff because you feel cornered of the stuff that's going on in your life. And that's why this happened in the first place. You feel so cornered in your own life because of your finances. You're trying to brag to people that you're in good financial shape, and you are not. So I'm defending my wife. G-Man, you better start shutting up about Shani, because I'll come at you more. Peace.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sowing and Reaping YouTube channel. Again, I'm going to be responding to what Rev was talking about in his particular video. Before I do that, I want to remind everybody how all of this got started. Okay, I was doing my little videos, me against Christianity versus atheism. I would use these guys as examples. I made it clear on multiple occasions I was not trying to defend them. And then let's go take a look on Twitch here real quick. Shani decided she wanted to talk about me over and over and over and over again. And what Shani wanted to do, Shani wanted to try to control what I was talking about on this YouTube channel. She wanted to, she was doing what she always does, and I'm pretty sure most of you know it. And that's try to play both sides, where she sees me talking about certain things on my channel that she don't necessarily agree with, and then she'll side with the people that I'm talking to, like saying, you know, Bartos, I'm sorry about what G-Man's saying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't support him. I can't believe he would ever insinuate that I would ever hit another person because I'm not a violent person or anything like that. Okay. And just all of the nonsense that she was saying on her YouTube channel. And like I said, at that point, I had enough. I had enough. Enough was enough. You know what I mean? And I personally believe Shani's been trying to manipulate me ever since to try to continue to do what I was doing. Now, what I want to do is I want to just take a listen, not take a listen, but just to respond to what Rev was saying, at least in the first part of it. Then the second part we'll deal with. He said that his wife, Shani for Christ, his wife. Now, I know I got on here a few times and I said, well, you know, they say they're married and they, you know, dedicated themselves before the Lord, then I guess they're married. But this is my question for you, Rev. In the state of Colorado, is Shani recognized as your wife in the state of Colorado? If you went back there right now, would by law would she be your wife? Yes or no? Let me help you out with this. No, she would not be. And come to think about it, Rev, why didn't you marry her when you had the opportunity? I'm just curious. Why didn't you just make everything legal and just marry her at the time? Always wanted to know that. Number two, in the state of Pennsylvania, is she considered your wife? Yes or no? Here's a more interesting question. By law, are you the father of those two boys? Yes or no? I mean, if you're going to sit there and say you're married, then those boys are yours. And why am I bringing this up, Red? Because I'm thinking about all of those conversations. And Shani, I hope you're paying attention to this because this is stuff that you don't know. I'm thinking about all of these conversations on, and don't get me wrong. Sometimes Red did say this to Shani in frustration or whatever in the house or whatever when they were yelling at each other. But how you never liked, how you were never respected by them. In other words, how you wanted to discipline the boys, but Shani always said that you couldn't do it because those were her boys. And it wasn't your boys. Those were her boys. And you can only do but so much. But then I would come and visit. I would hear something happened. And I would show both of you how to go about correcting them when they were wrong. Like that. And you know how I did it? You can't use this no more. You can't use this no more. You're not going to get this. That was quick. Things got resolved very fast when I was there. And I'm not the father. Okay? If you are married to Shani for Christ, or Shani, yeah, that's all I'm going to call her because she got so many names on here, it's not even funny. If you are married to Shani, then those boys are your responsibility. Yours, not mine. Yours, not mine. Yours, not mine. Okay? So I just want to put that out there. As a matter of fact, Shani's your responsibility. Yours, not mine. Yours, not mine. Where you guys live, where you guys sleep, what you guys eat is your responsibility and not mine. Why is Shani always putting that responsibility on everybody else but on you, but not on you? That's something I'm dying to know. It's not my job to make sure that you guys have all these things. I volunteer when I have it to be able to help. But it's not my responsibility. See, you guys are trying to switch it. I don't think you guys know the difference between giving out of a kind heart as opposed to being obligated to do certain things. They are not the same thing, not even close. Okay? So by the state of Colorado, you're not married. And by the state of Pennsylvania, you're not married. So she is not your wife. Now, you said that you gave her power of attorney, okay, when you was out in Colorado. I don't think this would be too difficult for you to do. We both know you can't do this, but can you prove it? Can you prove that she had the power of attorney? a power of attorney to do anything? Can you show me some paperwork? We both know you don't got it, but can I see this paperwork? And the reason why I can say we both know you don't got it, because you don't got a lot of stuff to be able to back up the claims that you guys have been saying over there. Now, let's just say hypothetically speaking, you were married. Let's just talk about this for a minute. You had paperwork and you were married and everything and whatnot. Then you might have a teeny weeny argument that I owe you something. See, the problem is that when you guys was helping me, you were doing it in charity. At any given time, you could have just stopped it whenever you wanted. There was no obligation there. There was no contract signed or anything like that. Everything that you did, I assumed you did out of the kindness of your own heart. So there's only two reasons you could be doing what you're doing. You're trying to manipulate me, or you're trying to make me feel sorry for you or whatever. You know what I mean? One of those. I don't know. But the bottom line is, it's just a dumb argument. You two are not married. I don't know why you guys don't get married. You can go to a courthouse tomorrow not tomorrow, because you guys need the money first. But if you guys can get your hands on about $200 or $300, you can go to the courtroom and you can go get married. I don't know why you guys didn't get married when you had all that money. I don't know. But she's not technically your wife. And whether you want to accept this or not, she can get up and walk away anytime she wants. As a matter of fact, you understand this a lot better than a lot of people. A lot better than you're letting up, considering how many times you did it. You almost did it. I do recall being in a car with you, walking down the street with you, being in a store with you, where you were saying, that's it, I'm going to be done. I'm not going to deal with her no more. I'm going to find somebody else and all this other stuff and whatnot. And why were you saying these things, Rev? Why were you saying these things? Now, I'm going to stop there because I'm pretty sure everybody on YouTube knows why. But my thing is this. I gave you advice on what to do to get out of that situation, and you ain't want to take it. I can't force you to do anything. Now, let's get to the second half of this, because so we already addressed that she's not your wife. She doesn't have any say and all of that stuff and whatnot. There's been plenty of times where we heard you get on her case about it being your money. You getting angry at her and say, this is my money. I can buy this. This is my money. I can do this. This is my money. You know what I mean? There's plenty of times we heard you do that or whatever on YouTube, and they got a lot of this stuff documented on these archive channels. Okay. Now, you're saying I owe Shani, right? Now, we already established the fact that you're not married and that it was a charitable work that she did. Let's tell everybody what was in detail about what was supposed to happen, right? And then you can re-explain to me how I owe you anything, right? You, Rev. I'm not even talking about Shani right here. I'm talking about you. You remember when I approached you about all of this? What did I say to you? I said, I'm going to sell the house and I will give you a percentage if. What was the ifs, Rev? What did you have to do? You had to keep the house clean. You couldn't do that. The house had to smell good. You couldn't do that. You had to mow the lawn. You couldn't do that. You had to keep the place clean, put the garbage out. You couldn't even do that. And that was the agreement. Keep the place clean till somebody walked through, decided that they wanted it, and then when I sold it, I would give you something. And it was percentages in all of this. How did the house smell the very first time I told you I had somebody coming? First of all, you didn't even want to get your lazy behind out the bed. And we both know this is true. All right? You didn't even want to get your lazy behind out the bed. What time did I come here? I came there like about 8 or 9 in the morning. I came there. Straight out the Uber. No, not the Uber, because I had this friend that goes to Marywood University, and he would drop me off in front of the place and everything and whatnot, right? So sometimes it's not Uber. Sometimes I just get rides. But this guy's a trip. I would get there early in the morning, and then you wouldn't even bother getting out. You would get mad at me about getting out the bed. And I know you guys have made videos on YouTube talking about how I would wake you guys up all early and whatnot and everything and whatnot, right? So you wouldn't even get out the bed. I would come in there. The place would smell like feet, or fungus feet. It would smell like cat pee, underarms, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I told you on multiple occasions not to destroy certain things, yet the door got destroyed a little bit, the wall got destroyed a little bit. After I just got that stuff fixed, and you just watched me finish paying the contractors to come over there and fix those things. So what are you talking about? You couldn't even keep your end of the bargain. The reason why you're at right, listen to me. The reason you're where you are right now is because I couldn't do anything with you guys in there. Because every time I came in here, except for one time, the place smelled like fungus feet. So I know you don't want to have this conversation. And then you remember the day when I went over there and I said, Rev, we should probably write something down, for your own protection and everything. And I'll never forget this mess. I came over there and I told you guys to write something down, just so that we have something. You didn't want to do it. Then you got arrested and I told Shani to do it. Shani didn't want to do it. And I'm not about to remind two grown people about what I think you guys should be doing. But at that point, that's when I was going back and forth and the place wasn't even clean. The place stunk. Nobody went to do no dishes. There was a pot of half-eaten food sitting in the sink. Then you kept blaming the boys. You kept blaming the boys. And the boys wasn't there. And it was still all this food and all this trash and stuff in there. You do not want to have this conversation. All right? So, how do I owe you anything? You didn't even do what I asked you to do. The only reason I'm even considering doing anything is because, number one, I believe that she's manipulating you to make that video on your channel. And I think everybody in the world can see that. Okay? And then number two, I know what you're like when I get you away from her. And I know what you're like when I have one-on-one conversations with you. You're nothing like, well, you're about maybe 20, maybe 40% like you are right now, except for when I get you alone. What do I mean by that? When I get you alone, me and you agree more so than anything else on things. So you keep saying, I owe you. Owe you what? What do I owe you? What do I owe you? You guys are talking about what you did for me in the beginning, right? Let's talk about what you guys did for me in the beginning, right? Yeah, you gave me somewhere to live. First of all, thank you very much for that. You guys gave me money for food. Thank you very much for that. Gave me a lot of stuff that was in the house. Thank you very much for that. Talking about the first time, before Shani was lied to, and she decided to say that she was a diva, and she don't want no scrub calling her phone and blowing her phone up. Before she got on there and said 2 rich white people versus 1 poor black man, before her illegal eviction of me, before all the other stuff that she was doing to me during that particular time. Do you really want to have this conversation? And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, it happened within a 2 or 3 month span. I've been helping you for almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. You can't even compare the two. It's not even close. So where are you getting this? I'm going to defend Shani. I'm going to defend Shani. I'm going to defend Shani. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thursday. I've already got it predicted in my head on her next few videos, especially after Thursday, on how she's going to be acting. Me and you talked about this. All right? If I do help you, it's to get an apartment and not get smokes or no Delta 8 or any of that stuff. Okay? It was to get an apartment, for you to get a job. As a matter of fact, you guys were supposed to have been went to the city and applied for housing. As a matter of fact, give me 1 second here, guys. I want to show you something here. Because Rev don't know how savage, I can be at the end of the day. Let me show you guys something here real quick. See, when I go to war, this is the big difference between me and a lot of other people. When I go to war, I go to war. I do not play games, right? See, Rev, here's the thing, Rev. We both got the same Skype conversation. Remember that? We both got the same Skype conversation. So let me see something here real quick. Make sure I don't put nobody else's info in here. I even told Rev, and he hasn't clearly checked his Skype in a while. And I'll let everybody see this here. This is my latest conversation with him, so everybody can see it. just so that everybody can see that. Okay, and this is Rev here. It says, Rev here, I know you care about Shandy's well-being. The fact is that her legs blow up when in a seated position or standing for a long period of time. We're both scared of what comes next. I have a plan immediately to go to the office in Dunmore for housing. Shandy will be with me. I'm doing my best, man. Right? And this is what I said to Rev. I said, Rev, when I come to Scranton again, I'll see what I can do. I'm sorry, I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do to help a little, but Shanny keeps lying about me, so I'm done with her. Watch the videos for yourself so you can hear what was said and what wasn't said. And then I told him to stop being so gullible. All right. So Rev, I can tell you you haven't been on Skype at all. All right. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, sir, you got this delusion in your head that you cannot do what I asked you to do and then think that you're entitled to these things. I'm willing to do it, and it will be a charitable work if I do it. And there will be conditions on it, and Shanny will have nothing to do with it. See, there's a lot of things that you can't see because you're so whipped in that relationship, Rev. I'm sorry, but I got to say this. You're super duper whipped. Okay, you certain things you can't see. First of all, when you were locked up, you were supposed to stay locked up because Shanny wanted all of that money to herself. You should have seen her buggly looking eyes when I told her the original deal that I made with you when you was locked up. Then she started making all these YouTube videos. I'm sure somebody watching this will review this. You know what I mean? And will show everybody on YouTube when I'm talking about all the videos that Shanny was making when this man was locked up. Rev, you need to go look at that. You ain't going to, but you need to. Where she was saying that, he could stay there, nobody can touch my kids and all this other stuff and whatnot. But the real reason she was saying that, is because I told her, since Rev isn't going to be here, I'll deal with you. Keep the house clean. And then all of a sudden, she's walking up and down the stairs. She's walking here. She's walking there. And all of a sudden, she's Superwoman. She can get to and fro in the house and everything and whatnot. She got the whole house to herself, I believe she said. I'm just saying. All right. So then you get out, and then I get this phone call. Where I'm getting called every name in the book. I'm getting video messages. I'm getting all of these things sent to me. Oh, documented. Oh, you keeping secrets from me? Oh, you was gonna give this kind of money, and you was gonna do this, and you was gonna do that. This crazy behind woman thought I was gonna give her $90,000. You know what I mean? So, she's sending me all these messages. If you guys know anything about my personality, I got on the phone and I said, put me on speaker because I wanted that whole house to hear me. And I was like, first of all, the deal I made was with Rev because he had just got home. And from what I understood, he was sleeping out in the Walmart parking lot. She still didn't want him sleeping in the house or whatever. You know what I mean? So he was sleeping out in the Walmart parking lot or whatever. And then when they finally got home, this is what they're telling me over the phone anyway. So when they finally got back in the house, I guess he told her everything, like he always does, and she just completely went ballistic. And now she believes she's entitled to the deal that I made that I made with Rev. Well, Rev blew the deal because Rev couldn't even keep the house clean. This dude had an issue with mopping. He had an issue with sweeping. He had an issue with cleaning. He had an issue with air conditioning. Well, not air conditioning, air freshener. He had a condition with all of it. He had a problem with all of that. And if you think I don't got witnesses to this, you're crazy. I can bring the contractors on here and they'll all tell you how that place smelled. I don't need witnesses because most of these people on YouTube know what I'm talking about. So, and then it's a major argument that we had when I almost threw you guys out that very day when I went up them stairs and it was litter all over the floor with cat poop in it, and the whole place was just stinking like crazy. Like it was so foul, a person could have passed out and whatnot. And you tell me I owe you? Dude, you need to remember the conditions and you didn't keep those conditions. Like I said, the only reason I'm willing to help you, dude, because I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you sleeping outside. And I'm sure if you were agree to a couple of conditions, which is really simple, like I don't know, get a job. I don't even care if it's at McDonald's. Okay, you can get a paper route as long as you're making X amount of dollars a week. I don't care. You have to get a job, and not a dime can go to Shanny because I don't want 1 cent, not 1 penny, to go towards Delta 8, tobacco, or anything like that. Every dime has to go towards you finding somewhere to live. And you got to have a steady income coming in, because I'm not going to be paying the rent. You are. So I'm not obligated to do anything. I notice that you're not asking to be in the room with me in real time with this. I noticed that. Because I'll catch you in lies like crazy if you try it. Because if I start showing you, start playing these little short clips that your wife sent, so I'm sorry, that Shanny sent to me, then you got some explaining to do. Didn't make a deal with Shanny. I made a deal with you. Okay? You went to jail. I had to talk to Shanny. Then you got out. Do you understand that you wouldn't even be there if I never told Shanny I was only dealing with you? I was actually protecting your behind by doing that. And the fact that I got to spell this out is embarrassing, dude. It's embarrassing. And she was going to let you rot. Tell me this, Rev. The money that was going to be used to bail you out, did Shanny ever repay your uncle for that? Yes or no? What did she do with it? If you think I'm about to give you the amount of money that I was talking about giving you so that you guys can all day, you must be crazy. You must be absolutely crazy. Because that ain't happening. I should make you go to rehab before I give it to you. And if you make another, as a matter of fact, Rev, make another video. I'm going to put going there. Both of you got to go to rehab before you get it. Make one more like that, accusing me of lying when you know full well that there was conditions on it. Like it's like you're allergic to a broom and a mop. You want to claim that you're the OG and you're the man of the house, and people should respect you as a leader in there. You don't even act like one. That's why everybody walked all over you in that house, because you never put your foot down and you never was a leader in your own home, dude. And as long as you continue to behave like this, you are never going to get the respect that you so desperately want. The respect another woman might give you if you start doing the things that a leader is supposed to do. Like, I don't know, get a job. Make your own money. I told you a long time ago, Rev, that I'm the kind of person, dude, I'll go collect cans before I constantly do this all the time. I'm just not one of them people, dude. I grew up very different than you. I ain't no silver spoon in my mouth when I'm growing up. Mine was stainless steel. You know what I mean? Made from China, that you get from the dollar store, if even that. So all that nonsense that you said in that video was completely nonsense, dude. That's not your wife. That's your girlfriend. If you want to be legally married and be respected as being married, you have to wait until your common law, or number two, you have to actually come to think about it. Yeah, you need to go to the courthouse and take care of that with witnesses. And I'm still wondering why you didn't marry her when you was in Colorado. Now, you said she had power of attorney, right? There's a lot of problems with that, though, Rev. You see, you had wet brain during this time, during the Colorado time, before you started healing up and whatnot, started doing videos again. Tell me something, Rev. When you had wet brain over there in Denver, Colorado, and Shanny was making those decisions, why is it that one video she says that you gave, I'm sorry, that she gave, and then the next minute there's a video with her saying that you gave? She gave, you gave. She gave, you gave. If you wasn't able to make these decisions, another question for you, it's out of curiosity, are you willing to come on YouTube and admit that she spent all of your money? That she lost all of your money in Colorado since you wasn't mentally there? Are you openly admitting that you're in the position that you're in right now because she is financially incapable of handling that kind of money? Then also, why would you want me to give her a large sum of money like that? So you can go broke again within 2 or 3 days because you guys want to be hippies. That ain't gonna happen on my watch, buddy. It's not gonna happen on my watch. You know this about me. Like I said, I'm gonna wait for you to be dumb and make another video. And then what's gonna happen is I'm gonna tell you both of you got to go to rehab and you got to be clean for 6 months. Like, don't play with me. You know I'll do it. All right. Let me see what these guys are saying in the chat. So just cut it out, Rev. You only made that video because she told you to do it. At first, when she was making all them videos, you ain't have a whole lot to say. You want to know why? You were using your noggin. You understood that she was starting with me. You knew if she poked me enough, I was eventually going to respond. And I didn't. I finally got tired of it, and I said, that's it. I'm not dealing with you no more. I will be in Scranton this weekend. I will be in Scranton this weekend. Anything you want to say to me, you can say it right to my grill. It's as simple as that. You can say it right to my grill. The only reason you have a room right now, or you had any food in there, is because by the grace of God, God put money in my pocket to put in your pocket. I don't think you two understand charity, and I don't think you guys understand alone. Not one time did she say, oh, you got to pay me back. You got to pay me back. You got to pay me back. You got to pay me. Not one time did she say that. I'm not asking you to pay me back, and I've been taking care of you a whole lot longer, and I gave a whole lot more too. I don't know if you're aware, but Shanny only gave me about $600. I've given you a lot more than that and then some. All right, in terms of of your money. As far as what Shanny gave me, you want me to keep it real? About 10 to 20 bucks in food stamps. Maybe 30 bucks in food stamps. You know, the pack of Oreos, I guess if you count on watermelon, that y'all was nice to get me. Some pasta, some sauce. Shani gave me 10 to 20 bucks since I've known her. Her giving away your money, it doesn't count, sir, because you're not married. All right? And if you are going to say that she was in charge of your finances, I would like for you to get on camera and say that Shanny spent all of your money. I want you to say that while she's sitting right next to you. I want you to say that when she's sitting right there next to you, that she spent all of your money. And knowing you, you might do it. You might be like, yep, yep. Because we were married, you got to understand, folks, that she spent all of and that's exactly what you're going to have to say. Because you're saying that you wasn't there and she was, so she spent all the money. That's what you're saying. And then you're asking me to give this irresponsible person a large sum of money so she can go to do hauls, so that she can go out and smoke it up, so that she can go buy a $1,000 blunt again? No, I don't think so, sir. She can do that with your money. There is no way on God's green earth she's doing it with mine. I work way too hard. Which brings me to another issue regarding you two. It has come to my now, Rev, you got two vehicles. You got the Durango and you got the Caddy. You got the Durango and you got the Caddy. Why can't you do Uber again? DoorDash, taxi service. Oh, I forgot. It's not because you're just lazy. It's because if you try to leave the house for more than 15 minutes, Shanny's going to call you every 2 or 3 seconds. tell you that you gotta come home because she can't bear to be in the house by herself for longer than 15 or 20 minutes by herself. No, sir. Hope I don't make any more videos. I'm not worried about what you're going to get on here and what you say and what you might not say. My offer is still for you because I know you're being forced to make those videos. The majority of this video is for the person sitting there right next to you. Tell the queen she's been demoted, all right, to just being a goblin. Because I'm not putting up with her no more. I'm done. Okay? She wants to come on here and suck up and kiss butt and do all of that stuff and whatnot. That's her own personal business. But don't come on YouTube trying to get me to do the same thing because that ain't happening. It's not in my DNA. It will never be in my DNA. And I'm not doing nothing like that. Now, Rev, would you like the link to come in here? All you got to do is let me know on Skype that you're watching. That's all you got to do. Let me know on Skype that you want to come in. And we can talk about this. And the thing I want to talk to you in particular about is the original arrangement. About why you couldn't sweep the floor, mop the floor, keep the kitchen clean, keep the upstairs clean, keep the downstairs clean, keep the living room clean, mop the floor, keep the house smelling good, and ventilate the house. Couldn't do any of that stuff. So what exactly do I owe you for? You broke the door. You broke the wall. What do I owe you for? No, Rev, if somebody owes somebody something, you owe me, buddy. And we both know that's true. Anyway, let me see what these guys are saying in the chat. No, I don't want. No. I might agree to go on Dragnut's channel in the future to talk about this because I heard some things on his channel that I need to address over there too. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, Rev, I'm not really sure how you're. As a matter of fact, you want to know what? I'll let Drag come here. Yeah, sure. Drag can come here. If Drag acts stupid or do something like that, I still know how to boot him. So there's a link if Dragnut wants to come in here. And there you go. There's a link. So the link is right there for Mr. Dragnut if he wants to come in here. But getting back to my actual point with Rev. Rev, I'm not understanding where your argument's coming from and how Shanny comes into any of this. I'm really having a difficult time understanding this. How did she come into this? What role did she play into any of this? She didn't give me absolutely nothing. What role did she play in any of this? I don't know if that's a real Dragnut. Dragnut, you gotta cut your camera on. Oh, brother. No, this ain't gonna be no serious conversation. Drag, you come here so I can stupid dude. You're gonna be going. What's up, Drag?
Well, you said it wasn't me. Now it's me. Now I'm stupid. That's fine. So
no. I said if you come here acting stupid.
Okay.
You were doing this.
Well, yeah, because I'm in the dark and I'm trying to find light. So I'm on my phone, obviously. So you came in my chat earlier today when I was at work. Someone sent me a text, and you were upset because I was going over the original eviction saga to give people context to what's happening now. That was a replay. So was there something you wanted to correct? Because I remember you mentioned
actually, there's one particular thing, the thing that you brought up regarding Faithful to God.
Okay, and that me and him have talked about that.
Opinion that you have never proven to be factual.
Okay, well, let me finish. Faithful and I spoke after that. You probably missed this, and he did tell me that you did send him all the money.
All right, I missed that one. All right,
that's fine. So here, ironically enough, we're back in the same scenario with you and Shanny in the house. Is there something you wanted to clear up about what's going on?
No, nothing. I'm just responding to this video that Rev made. Rev is making it clear to me that I owe Shanny, and Shanny hasn't.
Well, yeah, they said that, but that's so they haven't. What I have not heard is a specific amount and the specifics as to what you
Well,
owe
this is
them.
what I told them. I told them if I sold the house for $100,000, I would give them what was it? I think I was supposed to give them eight to 10,000. If I sold it for 120, I would give them like 15. And if I sold it for like 150, I would give them 20. And it would be enough to be able to get them to get on their feet, to get an apartment, pay for an apartment for hopefully a year or something like that. You know what I mean? But I'm probably not going to sell it. I'm probably just going to rent it. So
okay, well, it was
I'm
a
getting
gift.
really
It
close to
sounds like you were making them a deal as a gift to them.
Well, it's not even that. In order, because I'm not there and they were living there, I told them, look, all you gotta do is keep the house clean and make sure it smells good for when the person does a walkthrough.
Okay, that's different. So that's the issue. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but because that's what I was confused about. Where do they get this idea that you owe the money? If you said that, if I sell the house, I might give you guys a portion. That's not you owing the money. That's what I was confused. But it was contingent upon them keeping the house.
I got they sold for about 160, I think it was at the time, because the lady was a native of the town and she just wanted to be on the block, and she was, she agreed to it. The problem is that she didn't. It wasn't a walkthrough. I guess she knew of the neighborhood or whatever, but she wanted to walk through the house basically. And I got and when I walked in that, and I'm talking about from downstairs, because there's like the basement, the first floor, and then there's the third floor, and then there's the attic. When I walked through that kitchen, the whole freaking house smelled like fungus feet. The whole entire house. And then on top of that, mixed with cat pee. And I was mad, and I woke everybody up and demanded, and then there was a whole bunch of garbage all over the kitchen, garbage bags, and I wanted them to throw the bags away or whatever. You know what I mean? And I woke everybody up very angrily. And the boys ultimately came down there and started doing that. And I made Rev.
Well, the boys. Well, hold on. What time was this when this happened?
About 8 o'clock, between 8 and 9 in the morning.
8 and 9. Okay, so
yeah. They told the boys to go down there and pick out the garbage.
Why didn't they do it as the adults?
You ask them yourself. I have no idea. Every time I turned around, it was always the boys' fault for the place being dirty or whatever.
So the two able-bodied adults couldn't do anything. The boy, okay, well, that's interesting. So you had a prospective buyer, and I'm just going over just to make sure, because I'm going to go over this on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
You had a prospective buyer who wanted to purchase the house so they could be in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Did Shani and Rev know this prior to y'all coming by the house?
No, I was trying to call them and tell them I was on my way, but they didn't pick up the phone. So I came there and had the key, and I went in through the kitchen, and and I'm glad the person didn't walk through, because I called them and told them not to come over, and then I haven't heard from them since. Wait,
so that person never so they never contacted you back, and because of Shani and Rev, you potentially lost a buyer to the home.
Oh, that happened several times. That's just
one. Wait,
story.
What?
That's just one story. That's just one.
Wait, there was
I had another buyer because I got desperate and I wanted to sell it, and it was one of them people that buy houses for cheap and they flip them the house and whatnot, and they came outside and complained to me about the smell and everything and whatnot. So
wait, I'm
so I couldn't tell them that. I told Shannon and Rev something else, but they was complaining about the smell of the house or whatever.
So they stunk up the house so bad that they scared away two buyers.
The neighbors were complaining about it. It was bad. It was bad.
The neighbors. Well, hold on. The neighbors
were complaining about it.
Wait. G-Man. You mean the neighbors could smell the house while they were in there?
Was the guy in that orange house there that was doing the roof there. When he would climb the ladder, he could smell everything that was going on at the house over there.
On his house? Outside?
There's my place. There's a house here. And then there's a house here. The house is like a peach orange color or whatever. And the guy was going up the ladder, and he told me when he went up the ladder, he could smell everything that was going on over there and whatnot. So
that G-Man, you have to look. There's a lot of stuff I don't believe from you, man. But that was kind of hard to believe. I'm not I've heard multiple stories about how Shani stinks, but just that someone else could smell the house up on a ladder at a completely separate house.
Well, there's about 5 feet between that 5 feet. Let me see, 1, 2, 5 to 8 feet or whatever from my house to their house. And when he would go up the ladder, he said he would talk to me about how the place smelled because they kept the windows open. I don't know if he was smelling the Delta 8 or the cigarettes or whatever, but he was telling me that the place stunk. And
wow.
Then the neighbors are telling me about how often the police are over there. The neighbors are telling me all of the noise that they're making over there all the time, and I have to call them about that too. So a lot of
often the police are over there.
They need to shut up about what they think I owe them.
Wow. I'm not even sure. So okay, so they're getting noise complaints and nuisance complaints, and they're lowering the property value of the house that you're letting them stay in for free, and they don't want to clean up the house, instead having the two boys do it because reasons. And so now that you've removed them from the house, and you were paying for them to stay in the hotel, correct?
Yep, I was, as in past tense, not doing it no more.
Okay. And so now you somehow still owe them something?
I don't owe them nothing.
According to them.
Owe them nothing. Shanny is delusional. Shanny is delusional. Shanny is starting to get greedy because Shanny heard the deal that I made with that I made with Rev. I said, Rev, listen to me. I'm gonna try to help you to the best of my ability. Do this, this, and this, and I'll do this. You know what I mean? And that was basically he had to keep the place clean and whatnot. And he couldn't even do that. And he's talking about somebody, I owe him nothing. And I'm not the only person that knows this. That's the thing. I got witnesses. I got contractors that was going over there calling me and saying, this place stink, man. You got to like talk to these people that's here. Or
so the people you had going in to fix the house, they go complain about the smell that they couldn't.
Yes.
That's pretty bad. So when
contractors that was going there and doing work, sometimes just to put up a door because I didn't have time. I wasn't there.
You were working to support bums, yeah.
I was there to support. I was working to be able to pay my bills and to help them out. That's what I was doing. But they knew being over there was going to be temporary. I think they was bracing themselves to be over there for another winter, and I said that ain't happening because I'm not putting all that. Because in order to fill those oil furnaces, you got to put about $1,400 into the it's 700 and 700 in order to fill those oil furnaces, and the oil furnaces will last them about maybe a month and a half or whatever.
14, jeez, okay.
Yeah.
So,
and I wasn't doing all that. And
that's a lot of money.
So Red turned down too many jobs for me, man.
So, what were all these excuses that he had for the turn? Because I think you said one of the stories you told recently was that all he had to do was rake the front yard of that house or something.
Yeah, the contractor came over because Rev don't have no real work experience. So I was telling Rev all he had to do was go back and forth to a truck and get tools and give them to the and give it to a contractor.
Gopher. Yeah, we call I've heard them called gophers.
The contractor and me are pretty good friends, so he wanted him to he wanted to see how he worked. So there was a bunch of leaves there, you know what I mean, and he was supposed to go out there and rake them. He didn't want to do it. He wanted one of the boys to do it.
So wait, so hold on. So there's a contractor that wants him to do a simple task, which is rake the yard, so he can get a job. And so what Rev decided to do,
an hour, working 8 hours a day.
And so why did Rev think that the boys should do the job when this was his task?
Because the contractor offered him $50 to do it. And I was supposed to be the one that was going to pay him, but the contractor said, I'll pay him. Because he wanted to see his work ethic. Because I kept vouching for him, saying that he'll work. He really wants a job. He wants to work. And then when he agreed to hire him and see what he could do, he didn't want to do nothing.
Wow. That's
in that particular day, that day, Shanny, I'll defend Shanny on this. Shanny got really angry at him. Really angry at him.
What did she say?
Red had to leave for a little while.
Wait, whoa! What did she say? He had to leave.
She threw some stuff at him, and he had to leave.
Whoa!
Yeah,
she threw stuff at him. And then I can imagine she's mad,
and then told me that she wanted me to talk to him about giving her the job, and then she would do it.
Wow! So how is he? So after you witnessed all this, and then you see Rev online talking about how much of a man he is, how does that make you feel?
No, I was stupid. That's how my sister describes me, my brother describes me, my cousin describes me, and a bunch of other people. They called me stupid. The contractor will later call me stupid, and I accept it. I ain't got a problem with it. That's why they're not there no more. So
okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Because So when does Shanny normally like exile him like that? When she gets mad, does he have to leave?
When she gets mad, it gets bad. It gets bad.
And he has to leave and goes sleep in the Walmart parking lot, I think you said one time.
No. That's after he got out of jail. She apparently he couldn't. I think because something with CPS or whatever, he couldn't stay there or whatever. So he had to sleep in the Walmart the Walmart whatever. And then they did something where he was allowed to be home or whatever. I forget specifically what it was.
But then the boys had to leave after that.
Yeah, but before that happened, CPS called me directly, and they wanted me to do some stuff, and I couldn't do it. Like one of the things they asked me to do, they said that in order for the boys to stay, I have to be there from certain hours or whatever. I have to be there. I think what did they say? From like I had to be there from like 8 in the morning to like 5 or something like that in the evening or something like that. I had to be there, and if I did that, the kids could have stayed. I had to make sure food was going to be there and all this other stuff and whatnot. And I said I couldn't do it.
Wow, so you had to be the parent
being there.
That sounds like they wanted you to be the parent.
Well, they were calling me daddy at one point.
The kids?
Yes.
But so Rev is there.
And Rev would get jealous a little bit because they would hug. As soon as I walked in that door, they hugged me because they knew I had food and all that other stuff and whatnot when I came there.
So did they just not respect Rev at all? They just
they respected him. The problem is that Shani wouldn't let Rev, and this is in Rev's defense. Shani wouldn't let Rev. Shani wouldn't let Rev discipline the boys, like to take something away or like minor discipline thingies and whatnot.
Oh, like a punishment. I think Soccer Count said he's back there, back in the backstage somewhere.
I'm not bringing a whole lot of people in the room.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just so. How about so I've offered Rev this to come and talk on my channel, and we're having a decent conversation, are we not?
Yeah.
So if you want, I get maybe Friday if you have some time, we can sit down just like we did last time, the last eviction saga. And so if you got stuff that you want to tell people and some stuff that you've heard or seen in comments, we'll just sit down and chat and maybe dispel some rumors.
Like what?
One of the things that I think you had mentioned was that you didn't like people calling you G-Slave and thinking that you're beholden to Shani and Rev. And
I don't beholden to either one of them. What I was doing is I was helping them because they obviously didn't have certain things. They didn't for a while. They didn't even have clothes. You know what I mean? They needed shirts. They needed pants. There are certain needs that they needed that I got for them.
The kids or Shani and Rev?
All of them.
All of
the above.
So I thought they brought clothes with them.
They brought Colorado. Some. They brought some.
Oh, okay. So they need. So they. Jesus. Okay. Well, yeah. I would like to talk at length, or speak at length about some of this stuff. So I don't know if you're up.
But I know this though. I know this. There's a difference between the parenting between Rev and the parenting between Shani. It's not the same thing.
Well, I'm not sure what Rev parenting even looks like, to be honest.
Rev's parenting is frustration very easily with those boys. Very easily. Shani, on the other hand, is a little bit more nurturing. And I'll leave it at that for now.
Okay.
There's some negative things I want to say, but I'm gonna wait.
Are you waiting for her to cross the line, or?
No, I'm not waiting for her to cross the line. I'm just gonna wait. I have to think about things before I say them.
That's a smart idea. I don't disagree with that at all.
All I know is that neither one of them is going to win Parents of the Year. That is for sure.
Yeah, I think they've pretty much forfeit that for the rest of eternity. But yeah, so as far as the condition of the house now, you've managed. How long did it actually take you to get the smell out?
The smell?
Yeah, the smell.
1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 days.
3 or 4. Jesus. So
in terms of me like having to clean it, and then I had a contractor come there and do shoddy work, so that had to be fixed. And then and then it was just the house in general. I had to get rid of a lot of trash. They was wasting food. It was a lot of stuff.
Wasting food.
One of the times I went over there and I blacked out on them. I went over there and I took the garbage out from the kitchen, being nice, and I opened up the bags and there's a whole bunch of half-eaten food in there, like they didn't even attempt to eat it.
So
you know what I mean? I went up there and I said, "Who the heck is wasting? Who's wasting food like this?" Oh, we didn't like the way it tasted. It's like a pie and it has like one slice missing. and the rest of the pie is in the garbage. It's like, are you serious?
Wait, gee, come on. So you're
I'm
going to
dead
work.
serious.
So hold on, you're going to work. You're waking up, 5, 6 o'clock, whatever, going to work all day, and then taking, a taxi or whatever from New Jersey to Pennsylvania to bring them food, Delta
No,
8.
sometimes I had this driver that goes to Marywood University, and because he goes to Marywood, it's getting $50 to take me with him, and then I just got to make sure I'm ready to go back when he leaves because he had one class.
Okay, so you're hitching a ride, but for $50 still, that's a nice little chunk. But you're bringing with you, food and Delta 8 and whatever, and so they're they're laying up here all day, right? Getting this shipment from you, and then you come back later, and they don't even eat the stuff that you brought because they didn't like it.
And not even clean the house up either. So of course I'm gonna be yelling at stuff when I go over there. I was mad at them several times. Several times. And I almost threw them out several times over that.
Wow.
I didn't because they had those boys.
Okay, and that was the other question. Something I figured why you hadn't thrown them out earlier was because of the boys. And I'm guessing they were just using the boys as sort of an anchor so that they could stay.
I don't know about that, but maybe. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's just something I was speculating about as far as how you, I guess, rationalize keeping them in there for so long, because I can tell you.
What I know is that Rev is being abused. I know that much.
Oh, you seen him being abused, or because that's a mighty allegation.
They do it to each other.
Oh,
Rev verbally abuses Shanny, and Shanny I don't know about verbally abusing her, but she or like physical abuse when dealing with him.
Oh wow! Well, she's been arrested for that once already.
No, I'm not talking about no kinky way or nothing like that.
No. That was okay.
Her just getting mad at him or whatever.
No, so the sex whip thing, that was a lie. I have the actual police report. Shanny was actually like physically, like a billy club. She was using it like a billy club and beating him. There's actual video of her, of Revs and the marks that she left on him, and her admitting to using it to beat him and slapping him across the face.
Well, I ain't know nothing about that, but I know this too. Everybody getting on. Well, I'll save that for when I come to your channel.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Want to know what? As a matter of fact, do this. If Rev comes to your YouTube channel, ask Rev, has Shanny ever done anything to them kids?
Ask him,
because I'm dying to hear his answer. If he comes to your channel, ask him, has Shanny ever done anything to those kids when they was in Colorado? Just ask.
Well, okay.
Like these two want to get on here and start running their mouth or whatnot. I'll destroy these two. They just don't know. Now, like I said, everybody blaming Rev. It's the reason why my focus is on Shanny.
Oh, okay. I will have to ask him that then.
When he comes to your channel, you ask him. Has Shanny ever beaten the kid, so to speak? Even though that's probably not the term I would use. Term I would use.
Okay, I will.
Because Rev pulled me, because Rev he just do a lot of this. And he don't know how to keep this thing shut. Whatever I say to him, he goes and tells Shanny. Whatever Shanny tells him, he come and tells me. He just goes, doesn't know how to shut up at all.
What? So here's my thing, G-Man. I can ask him that, but if she does that to kids, then she might do that to him if he tells the truth. You see what I mean?
She's already hit him. That ain't nothing new. I think everybody on here knows that.
Okay, well, maybe he doesn't want to, continue getting hit though. Like I agree with you that Shanny physically and mentally abuses Rev. I agree with you 100%. But if he doesn't want to continue getting beat, you see what I mean? That's why he's sitting there going, yeah. Because if he doesn't,
I think the only reason she didn't try it with me. I think the only reason she didn't try it with me was because she was telling me about her legs and how hard it was to get up and walk and everything and whatnot. And don't get me wrong, to a certain degree, she is going through some type of the things with her legs or whatever.
It's called being fat.
She was doing physical therapy, and she was doing better, and she was able to be more mobile and to walk around a little bit. And then all of a sudden, she just started sitting down again.
Well, it's kind of hard to wash yourself and stuff if she's not
No,
moving
Rev
around.
does
Which
all that. Rev
Rev
wash.
Rev washes her.
Yes, Rev does all of that for her.
Oh, actually, yeah, because it might be. Yeah, I could imagine it's
Yeah,
hard for her to
Rev's
reach.
literally her caretaker. Her caretaker.
It's not like he's wiping her butt though or anything. G-Man, I see your face.
Ask him.
G-Man, I see your face,
He
man.
is her caretaker. He takes
G-Man,
care of her.
you're lying to me right now, G-Man. Come on now.
Just ask him. When you get an opportunity and you get them on your channel, ask them. Because they can't really say anything regarding what I said to them, because number one, I was barely there, and then two, they really don't know nothing.
Yeah, because they even said that you kept a lot of stuff close to the chest and you wouldn't tell them everything, which was a smart idea, because I was actually remarking about that, because yeah, you do that, you are known for that. But I'm guessing Rev just ran his mouth, and I can't imagine him getting beat by her and then he has to wipe her at the oh God.
All I know is this, all this stuff about me not going to somebody like on YouTube and getting in their face and like saying certain, yes, the heck I did. And I did it at the top of my voice sometimes, at the top of my lungs. I lost my voice a couple of times messing with them. I was just hot, man, because I go over there and I'm thinking they got the house clean, the house is smelling good, and I go over there, you know what I mean? I got all this food, and I go over there, and then the place smells like freaking feet.
Feet. I'm pretty sure it smelled like something worse than feet, but we'll keep it there.
Nice. I'm being
nice.
I
figured. Yeah,
I rotten eggs,
like a fish market.
That rotten eggs mixed with freaking cow manure. That place smelled bad, man. It smelled bad. And part of it was the garbage. The other part was a cat litter. And then it was whatever they was doing.
Whatever they were doing. Yeah. So please tell me you threw away that mattress they were on.
Oh, of course I did. As a matter of fact.
I
got a picture of the mattress.
No, you don't, G-Man. You're lying to me, G-Man.
Yes, I do. I should have it on my phone. I took a picture of the mattress, took a picture of the room and everything, how that place looked and everything.
I would very much love to see that picture.
We'll see.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just flabbergasted.
I gotta find all of those videos, and I think they're on my Skype actually. Which you sent me all these stupid clips talking about how I owe this and I owe that. And
she sent you clips?
Like one time when they was in Colorado, when we were still working all of this stuff out and whatnot, I was at a wake because a relative of mine died, and this woman sending me all kinds of hate mail and calling me that. Like I said, I got some other videos that I got to make on here, but there's a whole bunch of these videos on here on Skype. And she can sit there and say I'm lying all she wants. All I want is the clip of her saying I'm lying, so I can cut it up and then show everybody, then play the clip again, and then show everybody. You know what I mean? Because that's how I'm going to start dealing with them. Talking about some I'm lying and making stuff up because my back is against the wall. How is my back against the wall? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't. Shani thinks some very interesting things. One of the clips she made that I think me and Burnt Toast reviewed, where she was asserting that because you like wrestling, that there's supposed to be some sort of homosexual connection there or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Every time somebody gets mad at me on here, they want to go there. Whatever, I don't care. The bottom line is, at the end of the day, she crossed the line with me when she started this whole, okay, so G-Man's going to say this about this person and this person, so I'm going to start defending them and going back to that, the old days of Shani for Christ. No. I don't want nothing to do with that. Stop it. And she kept doing it. Finished. Period. Tired of these two. Absolutely tired of them.
I would imagine you'd have been tired of them after the second attempt to get Rev a job, and he gives you excuses that his mental capability.
The first time he did the job, the job incident, like I said, I think Shani threw broke a lamp or one of his games or something like that through it, because when I came there was a whole bunch of broken glass and all this and broken stuff in his coats and all that. He had this leather coat that he had. All that stuff was down on the bottom of the stairway, where a whole bunch of broken stuff on the bottom of the stairway. When I walked in there and I asked him where was he, she told me he left, and she didn't care if he lived or died or whatever. And then told, because she was mad. You know how she is. She got mad or whatever. And then she was like, just go back and tell him I'll do the work. I mean, I'm crippled. I'll do the work. You know what I mean? And I think that's when she started making those videos saying that he didn't want to work and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She made some videos from that house.
So
and then the second time he turned it down. Let me see something here. The second time he turned it down, I almost threw them out because of that.
I'd imagine. So I could tell you, there's quite a few channels that are looking to actually hear your side of things, because believe it or not, and I spoke to Veckel recently, people do believe that you were being used, even though people still really don't care for you a whole lot. People are acknowledging, including myself.
They cannot care about me all they want. I'll be back to what I normally do soon enough.
I understand.
But the bottom line is, at the end of the the bottom line is that, and I know you want to laugh, but
I'm just listening, man.
Yeah. The bottom line is that I'm done with these two, because, and one of the things that got to me was when Shani made a YouTube video saying she just laying around waiting to die. And I'm sitting
the 7 days,
all my money, not all my money, sacrificing a large portion of my money to make sure they got somewhere to live, to make sure they got, because mind you, that's just the room I was talking about. I wasn't talking about the money that she was requesting during the week for food or any other stuff and whatnot.
But you were already bringing her food.
Well, I would send them cash apps for food. And I assumed that's what they was doing with the food. I don't always think that's what they was doing with it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were physically bringing them food.
To eat with it.
Okay. Oh,
so what I was doing was I was buying in bulk, and I would give it to them so that they didn't have to take any money for food to go get that stuff.
G-Man, do you see some irony here? You're sending her money for something and she's using it for something else?
Oh, you don't know the half of it. Me and her got into a very brief because the issue with the phone came up, with the whole why she got on me about YouTube, about the phone thing and whatnot. I sent them some money to pay a bill, and they didn't do it. And I found out that they used the money for something else. I don't know if it was to get gas for the car or something, but I sent them money for something. And instead of Shani actually doing that, she used it for something else. And we argued for a little bit, but then I left it alone. And I said, you see, you shouldn't have did that back then. And she actually agreed with me.
So it was bad for you to do it, but when the shoe was on the other foot, it was okay.
Yeah.
I
even told her to her face. I said the worst thing that she ever said to me wasn't the N-word. I said the worst thing that you ever said to me was that whole 2 rich white people versus 1 poor black guy.
Yeah, the irony with that.
Seriously, I still get mad when I hear that mess sometimes.
I mean, I don't know why they're broke now. They're destitute. They're depending on you. So this is like the same thing with the Rev asking if I had $78 or something like that, and it's like I have more than that now. I make that off of videos that I do about him a day. So I wouldn't get mad, but I understand. So I could tell you, G-Man, there's quite a few channels. I think Hannibal Monty said that they wanted your perspective because their audience they've heard about the original like eviction saga, but now they're trying to understand everything that's going on, and so they definitely want to invite you on, just so you could tell your side, because you seem to have receipts. I've seen several videos where you've actually shown receipts. So, and people are in agreement that you were taken advantage of.
I would rather not talk about the first eviction.
Okay, that's fine. But people are more interested in your receipts now, to be honest with you.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so they wasn't keeping the house clean or whatever, and the place was stinking. And every time I turned around, they needed money for something. So, nah.
But not enough time for Rev to go get a job.
They don't want to go to work. They don't want to rake leaves. They don't want to shovel snow. They don't want to do none of these things.
So what do they want to do then?
Play video games and chill.
Well, that doesn't get them any money. There's no plan on how they themselves were going to get money. They just knew what they liked doing.
They just wanted to play video games, play video games and smoke and sleep. Play video games, smoke and sleep. Play video games, smoke and sleep. That was their life. I think they lied to me when they told me that they went to the city to try to get help, because everybody in that neighborhood was telling me that they would have got help within 1 to 3 weeks.
Yeah,
the most, a week being the quickest, that they would have received help immediately from the city, and they wasn't doing it. I could tell they wasn't doing it.
They weren't. They weren't at all. So I will tell you that they had been lying to you for quite some time. I played this actually on my channel. They lied to you about the tire too. There was someone that Rev spoke to at the gas station when the blowout happened, and he told her about his YouTube channel, and then she found me and told me what really happened. So they lied to you in order to get you to pay.
Audio of that?
Yes, I do.
What's the lady name? Is it the lady that works at the convenience mart?
Yes.
What's her name?
I'll tell you off.
That's the only way you can verify whether or not that's somebody at the convenience mart, as opposed to somebody just pretending to be that. How does she look? If you can't give me her name, how does she look?
Okay, look in the side chat. Hold on for a second. You see?
The side of her head, the full side of her head is shaved?
Yes.
Is it a heavy set lady or is it a skinny lady?
Skinny.
So it must be somebody that works at night.
Okay. It's somebody who's definitely seen it. Yeah. So Shani actually called up there recently, and so she's being relocated because Shani's harassing her at her job.
Really?
Yes. And again, I got the audio of that too. Played it actually yesterday.
I'll look into it.
I will say this: if you don't believe me, I played it for Veckel yesterday. And if you have you spoken to Veckel recently?
No, but I'm supposed to be talking to him. What's today? Wednesday? On Friday, I'm supposed to be talking to him.
Yeah. So ask him about the audio that I played him, so he can verify that. But yeah, Shani and Rev definitely lied to you about that.
I'll look at it, and if it turns out it's true, I'll apologize.
That's fine.
But more importantly, all I gotta do is go to the convenience mart and find out, is there a woman that's skinny that's got a haircut on the side of the head?
Well, I'm trying not to reveal too much information about her for obvious reasons, but yeah. So yeah.
Give me a name, it would be a lot easier.
Yeah, well, we can talk about that on Skype. How about that?
Yeah, just give me the name on Skype.
Okay. I don't know
what I'll go there when I go there this weekend and I'll find out.
Well, how about this? I'll talk to her, and if it probably put her in contact with you if she wants to talk. But the audio's on my channel.
Gotcha.
So, but anyway, so Rev keeps bringing up these mental issues that he supposedly has. Has he actually been going to any appointments? That
they got him on some medication. He went to go see a couple of doctors. He has periods when he sees things, I think.
Sees things.
Yeah, he sees things. And I don't know about hearing voices, but he sees things. And then he has a temper problem. Other than that, I don't really see nothing mental there. No. He has some opinions that I don't share or whatever. Some of the opinions I do share, but some of the other ones I don't.
Well, sure, but it doesn't sound like it's anything that would stop him from being able to work.
No, he can get a job and work. He just don't want to.
Yeah, because the Rev
might say that he can't get a job because he has a felony. Because he's saying that you guys did something to him in Colorado that's preventing him from getting a job. I told him to get a job off the books, and he said that he doesn't do stuff like that or something like that. I'm not 100% sure what he said about that.
So I could tell you that what he got charged with was not a felony, and he was the one that got himself arrested for that because he interfered with the arrest of Shani. So to be fair, and this happened in Colorado, mind you. The police came because they thought that the protective order, against her was still active. And so they tried to put her to jail. And so he interfered with that. And that's when he caught a charge. It had nothing to do with anyone. What Rev likes to lie about is people, supposedly calling up and making noise complaints. And I actually do have the audio of those calls. One of them was Betty. The other was the neighbor, because the neighbor gives their address, which is next to where they were living.
What are you talking about, in Colorado?
This would happen. Yeah, this all happened in Colorado, but it wasn't a felony. And so Rev got his record clean for the most part, but it was a misdemeanor anyway. But even if he did have a felony, I know there's a Home Depot 15 minutes from where he was staying that he could have got a job at, and they do hire felons. There's several places in Scranton that hire felons, so that's not even an excuse, even if it was true.
Well, either way, he has to get a job before I decide to do anything. It ain't gonna be. And he even told me one of his biggest problems is that he can't bear to be apart from Shani. Well, he's gonna have to, because one of two things is gonna happen. Either she's gonna dump him, or they're both gonna be sleeping on the street.
Yeah, probably the second one. But I mean, she's already tried to dump him, because you've already indicated more than once that Shani was making passes at you. So
on several occasions, yeah, right in front of him sometimes.
I
think those two are into certain things that they found out that I'm not into, or whatever. I don't know.
So I can tell you, G-Man, what you're thinking about is true, because they offer me the same thing. I don't know if you remember them on doing OnlyFans.
Yeah, they did some internet porn or whatever, I think it was.
Yeah, so I was paid to go on there and to see some of it, and Shani saw that I logged in, and Shani asked to see something of mine, and I sent her D-Roy memes, and so Shani and Rev sent me a video, and Shani exposed herself, asking if I wanted to partake, and then the camera turned and it was Rev, and Rev then lifted up her mask and then showed me what was underneath and asked me if I
don't
so
need
so you get the idea. So they definitely did offer me to come and do things, and Rev was definitely very enthusiastic about me coming to do things. So I was curious if they had invited you to do the same.
No, they didn't, and they know better.
Okay,
they know better.
But Shani, on the other hand, was trying.
Yeah, Shani flirts a lot.
So what did Rev do?
She can sit there and lie all she wants, but like I said, I can prove it. Huh?
I mean, what you said? Rev was sitting right there. What was he looking like?
Rev was right there watching TV or just talking with me, and I had something in my hand, and I tried to give it to her, and then the way she took it, it was
she caressed your hand.
Yeah, while she was taking it, trying to be slick. And then when he got locked up, that's when she came on strong with the, I need a man to stay here. I mean, so I went downstairs. I made a quick YouTube video. I don't know if it was on the G-Man channel or if it was on the GTV channel when it was still up. But actually, was it GTV or was it Sewing and Reaping? I'm not on.
You should have beat her with a Bible.
You
should have beat her with a Bible.
No, I got out of there. I ran. I didn't go back upstairs. I didn't say bye. I just left. It was raining that day too, and I didn't even care.
Yeah, I imagine you like women that actually bathe themselves, so I don't blame you.
No, that wasn't the reason. The reason is because number one, that's fornicating. It's a whole bunch of reasons. But
yeah,
I just don't want Shani. She ain't.
That's your cup of tea.
No.
I can imagine. So Rev knows about this. Like he's sitting there. He can't be apart from her. And he knows that
Shani flirts with everybody and their mama. Rev does it one time. Rev's cheating.
Oh, so she's flirted with other people?
He knows it. He's admitted it to me.
What?
When we were doing like guy talk, when we were doing male bonding, like we would get in the car and says, "It's so cool to have you here. I just want to talk to you, G." And then we would talk about stuff. And then one of the things that he would do, he would tell me like, what would I do in that situation? I say you're not going to do the things I'm going to tell you to do. So ain't no point in hearing what I would do, because I wouldn't talk something like that.
So she's constantly flirting with other guys?
No, she just do it a lot. She does it on YouTube. She does it. She does it with me right in front of him sometimes.
He's just sitting. Like I just can't imagine. He's just sitting there and just looking at her.
Well, he doesn't know that she's doing it though. I think he's still a rookie with certain things.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think he's just like a rookie when it comes to certain things.
But he sees when she does it on YouTube.
She has him completely whipped. He believes he can't function without her.
Oh,
yeah, he does everything. He does everything, but he can't function without her.
She has him convinced that he can't be alone and do anything as
a or he can't do anything without her, which is ridiculous.
So how did he live before he got with her then, if that were true? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. And I didn't know about the Jimmy, the Jimmy Bean Dean, whatever the heck that mess is called. I didn't know nothing about that until Burntill showed me that clip. Because had I known about that, I would have threw them out.
You didn't know that they were drinking
that night. I didn't know. I didn't know they were drinking at all. But if had I known it, I would have threw them out. And they know it.
Oh, so they
my
stopped.
Because number one, he can end up becoming a drunk again. And then two, a lot more things would have got broken. I just would have told them to get out.
Oh, so they stopped drinking after that?
I don't know. That's the only time I ever seen them drink. What they was doing is they were smoking tobacco and Delta 8.
So that's where some of your money was going, was towards alcohol, and they were hiding it from you.
Well, they did it one time. I don't know if they did it more than that.
Okay, well, at least on that occasion, they purchased.
Shanny's mad at me, so Shanny might just come out and say they was. I don't know.
Yeah, supposedly they were drinking several times, I'm told, but yeah, I imagine, yeah, if they knew, they hid it from you.
I didn't see it, because if I would have saw it, I'd have threw them out. I'd have threw them out for several things. They knew it.
Oh man, it seemed like, yeah, they were just trying to take advantage of you, because they have no intention of getting jobs. And so my question to that, I sort of asked my audience was, so G-Man was supposed to just work indefinitely forever while they did nothing.
What's surprising about all of this is that since I've done all of this, they don't seem to be too shook about it.
Yeah, that's very shocking for people who are about to be homeless.
Yeah, they don't seem to be. Shanny hasn't done a crying thing yet. I think that's coming either Thursday or Friday.
It's on a timer.
Stuff. And then Saturday she'll do the hard sell, and then Sunday they're screwed.
So Sunday is their definite last day.
Yeah. Well, Sunday's their last full day. Monday at 11 a.m. they'll be officially out of there.
Oh, okay.
Unless, because he's talking about selling blood and all this other stuff and whatnot. So I don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to go to a plasma donation place. But
stupid, because what he should have did was he should have contacted me in private. Should have, and like I said, for 4 or 5 videos, I don't think he said anything, unless I missed something.
He did a 30-minute video. The wife and I listened to it, and it was, I mean, he mentioned me, and he mentioned, him being stressed, and a lot of it was just, him diagnosing himself with bipolar disorder and then claiming he can't work, which is interesting because I have several people in my life who have bipolar disorder and have jobs.
He can't work. He don't want to get up and work. All they want to do is play
yeah.
That's all they want to do. He can work.
Yeah, no, that's just an excuse. I have several mental illnesses and I still go to work. So I mean, it's nothing. But for him, I think that he got in his mind years ago that he would never have to work, and so now he's just looking for excuses as to why he shouldn't.
And Shanny's putting a lot of that stupid stuff in his head too.
I agree.
Like for example, I've spent enough time with him to know when he's making a video on his own versus when Shanny tells him to make a video. When Shanny's telling him to make a video.
Oh yeah, no, we have a game now. So if you could tell when Shanny's making him make a video, because he'll keep looking at her 5 or 6, 7 times. Yeah, it's really obvious.
That's why I made him do videos in different rooms. You would notice that Rev would be downstairs in the dining room area, and then Shanny would be upstairs. And I said, listen, when y'all do y'all streams, doing them in different rooms, because I'm sick and tired of hearing, you interrupting his streams and vice versa, and it would cause fights and everything and whatnot. So
no, yeah, they do that.
I told him to go downstairs and do them streams. That's
the smart thing to do, because she's not going to go up and downstairs. That's too much effort. That takes work. But so yeah, she was known for doing that. There's actually an intro video I have on my channel that I like to play, because she keeps interrupting him on purpose, and he keeps yelling at her and getting angry and upset. But she keeps doing it because she likes to fight him. So it's really obvious because she likes that interaction, that negative energy for some reason.
And she keeps talking about, I got all her stuff. I got all her stuff. I got all her stuff. Stupid nonsense. Every time I turned around, they wanted to give me something. I didn't ask for it. They just gave it to me. You know what I mean? Except for the times when I wanted to make a trade, because I really wanted one of those FSX lightsabers or whatever. Turned out I got all of them because I got them all in that Delta 8. But the majority of the things they just gave it to me. Make me feel extremely uncomfortable. Sometimes I would leave it there and kind of give them a hint that I didn't really wanted it. And then they would get offended, and then I just take it home or whatever. Some of the
and then they turn around and said that you took stuff.
That's a bunch of baloney. No.
Yeah, I don't think anybody believes them when she says you can.
When they left now, and I had to clean up that room, I said, Rev, do you want this stuff that's in this room? Because there was some games and stuff in there and whatnot, and a lot of that stuff was soaked in cat pee.
What?
A lot of the games was soaked in cat pee.
They just let the cats pee everywhere?
I I think Gavin, the boy cat, was the one that was not going to the litter box sometimes. So, and I said, listen, now I'll put this in the box and you can take them. And I gave him a lot of them games that had some of the pee on it. But the other stuff was so heavily stained, I threw that stuff in the garbage.
That's disgusting. Like, how do they live with just cat pee everywhere? Like, I don't understand that.
Well, the room that they was
in, unsanitary.
They had the 2 cats that would go in and out the room. And the litter box wasn't being changed a lot. I had to get on the kids about that because I was like, if you're going to keep these cats, you got to change the litter. If you're not going to do it, cats got to go. You know what I mean? They started changing the litter box. And right before I kicked them out, I was telling them, look, I think I need to think about giving away these cats or whatever because y'all can't manage them. Y'all can't even maintain litter.
I mean, it makes sense. So, I mean, were the boys like busy with school or something? Like what? They were just, out doing stuff?
No, they're just kids.
Oh.
To be perfectly honest, they're just kids. I understood that real fast. So, it took a little bit of a pep talk with them. Sometimes I paid the oldest one, and he was really eager to want to help, but I paid him to clean a little bit and to do some stuff, and I paid the youngest one a couple of times to do some things.
Yeah. But they seem very grateful that you released interacting.
Oh, they were super grateful. They were super grateful when I brought food there and clothes and just came there in general because sometimes her oldest one wanted somebody to talk to. You know what I mean? So
Jason wouldn't talk to him?
He talked to them. He talked about the future with them and everything. I mean, he had his moments, but my thing is that he wasn't ready for no fatherhood.
No, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think Jason's ready for manhood. Actually,
he needs to get a job. That's what he needs to do. And I keep telling him that he needs to get a job, and Shannon needs to get a job. Shannon needs to stop making all those excuses, talking about she can't get out the bed. Trust me, with the right motivation, you can get her to get out the bed. And well, Shannon, go shopping. I'm coming. I'll force myself up. I bet you, she can walk around and do that. If you can walk around and shop, you can walk around and get a job.
Oh, she was happy to get up when it came to her getting food.
Or go shopping or something.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all.
The thing that surprised me the most was every time I went out with this guy, every 15 minutes, or no, every 6 or 7 minutes. Where are you? Are you on your way back? I love you. 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 Are you on your way back? I love you. Love you. Like, dude, let the phone ring. Don't answer the phone.
She would call him that much?
Yeah. I tell him not to pick up the phone.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that is. And if anybody don't believe me, spend the day with him. Take Rev out for a walk and watch what happens. Make sure he got his phone with him. Watch how often
I don't know if I have a tight enough leash for a Rev walkie, but like that's I believe you. I do believe you because she's expressed as much as that any time that he leaves, she starts getting nervous because she thought that he had left one time when he needed to go get meds. That he was going out like buying prostitutes. It's like they don't have, Jason doesn't have money for prostitutes. That doesn't make any sense.
He doesn't need a prostitute.
He doesn't need one. Oh. Why you laughing?
Goodness gracious, I was about to be bad.
Hold on, G man. Well, he doesn't need one. What do you mean by that?
You know what, Rev? You kind of earned this one, man. I'm sorry, especially that last video. He doesn't need a prostitute. He has one at home. So, you know what I mean? That's what Shanny gets for making all of those videos trying to be slick.
You calling Shanny a prostitute?
Trying to do that with me.
That's low, G man. That's low. She's only having sex with Rev, though. Come on now.
Well, yeah. I don't know how much longer that's gonna happen. I know Shanny. As soon as the reality kicks in and he don't get no job, they're done. That's the reality.
I don't know if too many people
online, but that's going to be the case.
I mean,
not to mention, they're going to go to the city, and I think once they see that they're completely homeless or whatever, or they ain't got nowhere to go, that's when they're going to see that I was right all that time, and they're going to get help real fast. But then they got to keep going back for their appointments, and I don't think they're going to do that.
No, I don't think so either. Because I know that in order for her to get visitation rights to the boys, she has to do a drug test. If I'm not mistaken.
If you do a GoFundMe for her, or if you do a fundraiser for her, you're going to need to put some conditions on it.
Well, I mean, they can. We'll start small. How about this? If Jason knows how to get in contact with me, and if he wants to work out some type of deal where he comes on my channel and I may or may not compensate him based on how he acts, then you know what we could do. I don't know about GoFundMe though, because they can't be trusted with much of anything. But if he wants me to pay him for his time, and
what you can do is you could tell one of your spies in Pennsylvania that they can hold the GoFundMe money and they can make sure that they get an apartment with it.
There's an idea.
You can do that. So, because I know you got them out there, and I seen one of them in one of y'all live chats.
I mean, I do
not
have
gonna say this, but one of the ladies' names that was part of CPS's name is Elaine or something like that. And I noticed that she was in one of your live chats. So at first I was gonna be like, oh, so that's the person that was that I got the phone number to or whatever, that never picks up her phone. But I don't even care, to be perfectly honest, because if CPS wasn't the ones that was paying for the light bill, I'd like to know who was the ones who was doing it.
Yeah, I don't know if CPS pays for light bills.
Well,
if
they did quite a few things. They bought them some things like a microwave, a toaster oven, some food they were getting, and then they wasn't even eating the food. Like somebody was mailing them canned food. It was like and some grits and things like that and whatnot.
That's cool.
But they wasn't eating it though. They wasn't cooking.
What? So all you need is like butter and water for grits. Like, hold on.
Broke the stove that was there. I was mad about that. I had to buy another stove and put
a stove there. Wait, the whole stove? You mean the whole range?
It was an electric. It was a 30-inch electric range, and something fell, and one of them opened up the cabinet, and something fell on top of the stove, so the glass broke. So the stove
it was a glass top range.
Broke the door. Then they broke the door to the oven, so you couldn't make nothing in the oven. So
how do you break that?
So I bought a new stove, and I told them straight up. I said, if you break this, you're paying for it. I told them straight up. And so, how you gonna pay for it? Whatever money I said I was gonna give you is gonna come out of that.
Oh my goodness! I don't know what to say, G man. I really don't.
I was constantly fixing stuff there, and you know that winter that they went through. I don't know how they managed to get through it. They had that one heater. Each room had its own heater, and 2 heaters. 3 heaters eventually died, but they had this one heater that kept that room nice and toasty. The rest of that house was sub-zero.
Yeah, hey,
because I put oil in those tanks because the number one, the amount of money it was going to cost, and they don't know how to cut stuff off.
Yeah, every time they had a video on, which is funny, they said that they didn't have any electricity, but somehow they had electricity for the heaters and to stream and to play games.
They had electricity for. I mean, they threatened to cut the lights off, but that never happened because either CPS stepped in or I got my card and I paid for it or whatever. So I want the only thing I'll give them credit for is that when they were there, I could put my phone down and nobody would take it, and I can give them my card number and they wouldn't abuse it or whatever. I'll give them credit for that. But aside from that, they played me pretty good in terms of like saying that they're trying to get themselves together and whatnot. That was a bunch of malarkey.
They tell everybody that.
Just living for free and not trying to do nothing for themselves.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's so from what I've been watching.
But the thing that you guys didn't hear was the day they left, Rev has this habit of revealing every tiny thing that goes on in his head if you let him talk long enough. And he said, and to think me and Shanny thought you was going to get frustrated and give us back the house. That is exactly what he said to me.
What?
He said to think, and he said, and to think me and Shanny thought you was going to get frustrated and give us back the house.
So
that's what he said to me the last day they were there.
That sounds like they were just not doing anything and tearing up stuff on purpose
to get me to get frustrated and give it back to them. Now I'm not saying that's what they did, but he did blurt that out of his mouth. So
wow. Wow. I
got played. So I mean it's plain and simple, but I'm still happy I made sure that they got to eat. They had a roof over their head for a little bit. Now they got to get up their lazy behinds and they got to go get a job now.
Yeah. I mean,
that's to me because I proved to them that I would be there to try to help them and to provide for them.
You did for a while.
2 years.
I mean, they say that you owe them something, but I'm like, you've already
paying their electric bill when they was in Colorado. You so-called fake rich people, get the heck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, we remember, Shanny, well, G-Man, I'm sorry, Rev saying, G-Man pays your bills, and we were wondering, like, what was he talking about?
No,
So,
that's true. I was the one paying the bills. As a matter of fact, I bought them a phone. And
that's how they had phones.
yeah, I bought
Okay.
them a phone and I was paying the phone bill. I was paying the phone bill. They don't know my phone bill came out to about $175.
Oh,
My phone bill was $175 if you count my phone, the internet that I had, and the phone that they had when you combine everything together. Because their bill alone, I think, was $65 or something like that. And they recently broke the phone.
what?
Yeah, they recently broke it and was actually trying to get me to get them another phone. I said, y'all must be crazy. I don't think so. No.
So they're breaking. Hold on, G-Man. So they're breaking. They're breaking the range.
I bought those kids a brand new TV, a flat screen TV. I bought them. Well, I mean, I could have did better if they waited because they kind of rushed to the house. I was planning on furnishing that whole place. I'm just so happy I didn't do all of that because I was going to go to Rent-A-Center and then to just furnish the entire place, and then they would be there for like about 6 months and then leave, and I would send the furniture back to Rent-A-Center. I'm glad I didn't do that because they would have destroyed everything.
So who broke the phone? Who broke the phone?
One of them did. I wasn't there when they broke it. The whole screen was all shot and broke.
And then, are you talking about for the adults, not the kids?
The kids. No. The adults.
Oh, yeah. Shanny probably got mad and threw it at Rev and broke it, if I had to guess. Yeah, so this is just amazing that they can get upset, not take care of anything, break stuff, and then you come. But that's why it makes sense that when they didn't take care of the car, they just lie to you and then get you to pay for a tire or whatever. So
I'm gonna go to the convenient market and I'm gonna find out whether or not that lady works here. All I gotta do is go there and see a lady that's skinny and see. If I see that, I'll apologize in the store. I'll go live in the store and
I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to be on camera. So
I'm not gonna put her on camera. I'm just gonna apologize in the store. All I gotta do is see her. That's it.
Okay. Well, we could talk about that. Just hit me up on Skype privately, and I'll talk to her because after Shani has already threatened her employment. I'm pretty sure she didn't want anybody from YouTube, in her face. So it's a little discretion. It's just a side note. Anyway, so Shani now is trying to compel you to pay for or to continue to pay for them and saying that God
that ain't
in charge of them.
That ain't happening. And I got my reasons. Shani needs to get off the high horse of hers and stay off of it for a few years. She needs to learn some humility. I'm not Rev. You can smack him around all you want, but I'm somebody totally different. I don't play that garbage.
Ooh.
Play that one bit.
Well, yeah,
but manipulating me, you ain't gonna be using me, and you certainly ain't gonna be twisting scripture to try to trick me either. She can go fly a kite somewhere. That's what she can do.
Well, she seems to be trying to do that by asserting that God put you in charge of them to take care of them, and that because you've withdrawn your support, that you're just allowing her to die. That's what I heard.
Well, I'm not allowing her to die. She'll die if she sits there and does nothing. The Bible says that there's some people so lazy they won't even take a fork and put it to their own mouth to eat their food. So
Shanny knows she can do that.
Not trying to do anything, so she's full of it. She's established quite the reputation here on YouTube. If she really needs help, she'll humble herself, and she was just kissing everybody's butt a couple of days ago. Get that chapstick, apologize to the whole world, and do a GoFundMe. That's what she's gonna have to do. Welcome to the real world. Welcome to my world. Get the heck out of here.
Oh man,
acting like they're still worth $700,000. Get the heck out of here. No.
Well, sometimes it's hard for people.
Even worth $5 now. People got a job.
It's funny because it's true. I mean, but yeah, sometimes it's hard for people to get out of a certain mindset once they become accustomed to it. Because I know you remember those videos that Shannon used to make when she was in her furs and they were doing the tour halls and all that kind of stuff. So I imagine this adjustment's pretty hard for them.
And for the guys that are watching this, pay attention. Oh no, not the guys, the gals that are watching this, the girls. If you're gonna pick a man, don't go based on what's in his wallet, based it on his character, because you see what happened. This guy had all this money and Shani was with him. Now he lost everything. Before the end of next year, they will not be together no more. I'm telling you.
You make that prediction.
That long, to be honest.
You think she'll find someone else before then?
No, she's gonna outright dump him because he's gonna have to get a job. Once the reality comes that they're gonna be sleeping inside that Durango, once that reality really starts setting in, he's done. He's done. And then I don't know why she doesn't go back to Duluth. I really don't know. I don't know why she don't go to her family.
G-Man, I don't think she can go back to Duluth.
She can go kiss her. She can go put the chapstick on and talk to her brothers and sisters or whatever, her cousins, whoever is out there.
Oh, she didn't tell you, did she?
What?
Both her parents are dead.
No. I know about her parents.
Well,
I know about her parents.
She found out because the rest of the family won't talk to her, but one of the sisters called her and said that, pretty much verified that she is officially disowned and that they were just doing her a favor by letting her know, that their parents had died, but they've cut off all communication with her, period. So she has no family left.
No, she better go somewhere. I think there's a homeless shelter in Scranton. They're gonna have to go there till they wake up one day and realize, okay, I need to go get a job.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be their only choice, or live on the street. I mean,
he needs to get a pair of dress pants. He needs a dress shirt. He needs a pair of shoes. He needs to let his hair grow back so he doesn't look the way he looks right now, and he needs to fill out an application. That's what he needs to do.
I mean, there's either that or they could go into prostitution.
Well, I don't think they're going to do that. I think what they're going to end up getting Social Security, because if they was telling the truth, really soon they should be getting approved.
I think they would have had it by now if that was the case.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 years.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be getting Social Security. That's just based on what I've been told by people who live there and our own disability and various programs like that they're not going to qualify, and that even if they did, it's going to take, I think, at least 5 to 7 years.
Oh, they'll qualify because I think as Shani started going in there talking about MK Ultra and all that stuff, and I think she'll get it real quick. If she just go in there being herself, she'll get it. As a matter of fact, I think that whole household, except for her oldest, can get it. Rare can get it, she can get it, and then maybe Zachary can get it. I don't know about William.
Well, yeah, I mean the boys are no longer in their custody, so I don't think they have to worry about that. They're with a nice family.
They're going to get them back though if they can. But they got to get jobs. They got to get jobs. They have to get jobs, and they have to get an apartment.
I think they also have to do drug tests too, which they're not going to pass.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to be a hurdle for them.
I don't know, but I know where I'm at is 2 in the morning. I want to go to bed. I just wanted to make this video real quick.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to get out of here.
I think stupid he sounded when he made this video.
Yeah, Sokka, I think, wanted to talk to you, so I'm going to drop out of here. Hit me up on Skype, and we'll talk later.
All right.
See you.
All right, Sokka, whatever you got to say, you got to say it quick, because I got to get some sleep.
No, that's fine, man. If you got to go to sleep, I had a few questions. I put them in the side chat, but if you have another talk with Drake, you can ask them there. But I guess like the main two, like first off, I just want to say like what you did with like taking care of them is like that was good. Like I don't fault you for that, for helping them out. Like for a year, your patience is a lot greater than mine for that stuff. But like when they came back from Pennsylvania, did the kids even go to school?
They was homeschooled. They had the laptops because COVID happened, I think, or something like that. They had the laptops, and they were doing school on the laptops.
Like in the last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think they still got those laptops too, but they was doing the schools from their rooms and their laptops.
Okay. Yeah.
They're just normal, typical kids.
Yeah, because that was like always one of the concerns. Like a lot of people was that because obviously Rev and Shani were complete shut-ins and didn't go out to do anything most of the time. But like the kids, it's like there was no mention of them going to school, doing anything. They're kind of moving around. So people are just like, oh man, do they even have these kids registered in like a school program or anything, taking care of them? Like that was
just the name of the school that they were registered.
Oh no, we don't.
They were just home when they were doing it.
It just like and when Rev and Shenny said that they're being homeschooled, a lot of people didn't believe them. So that was why.
Well, Shenny and Rev wasn't being the teachers. They had like a curriculum that they had to do. They had classes they had to go to. I know William was doing a lot of his. Zachary was missing a lot of his classes, but for the most part, they was doing the homeschool thing or whatever with the laptops.
Mm-hmm. And then what
That's
was it?
Why I had to pay for the internet, because without the internet, they couldn't go to school.
It's weird because I thought like Pennsylvania too, like because I know like there's a couple states out there that will give low income families money or discounted internet rates for things like the kids to go to school. Like they should have been eligible for that. Like this is the type of shit that they even look into to see if they can get this stuff.
I didn't know. All I know is that somebody was sending them air fryers and microwaves and things like that, and they was mailing them food. Like they was getting boxes of food. I don't know where that stuff was coming from, but they wasn't doing nothing with it though.
Man,
because Shanny don't cook.
You know,
was when the first place that they was in, she was up and about when she was cooking. When they moved to the to my place, everything was takeout for the most part. Everything was takeout.
Man, and on a fixed income, you try to eat takeout all the time. That's tough. Like you're not going to get a lot of play with your money that way. Jeez,
I know is this. One of the things that drove me crazy and made me started thinking is when I heard her say for the umpteenth time when she said that that she just laying around waiting to die.
Oh, I know.
And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I'm paying way too much stuff for you to be sitting there talking about some you waiting to die and whatnot. I said no, that's it. That and the combination of those videos that she was making.
Well, I get that because like this is like what I was talking to you on Skype there, the message there, it kind of comes back to this, like the same thing with like Rev and Shanny and Von Houten is that it's like the way that I look at it. Now, obviously, me and you have different like kind of outlooks on like like religion and life and stuff like that. But I think that like we both have the same appreciation that the life that we have is one that it should be worth living. And when it comes to like Rev and Shanny, and they sit there and they're just waiting for death. They're waiting for people to hand stuff to them. They're not doing anything. It's a wasted life. It's a wasted existence. Like, what are you even doing anymore? And it frustrates me to no end to see them sit there and do absolutely nothing. And it's not like some type of weird like envy where just like, oh man, I wish I could sit around all day. I would hate that. And like I know that you're probably the same way. Like if your entire life like was spent just sitting around doing nothing, you would go insane. And these people hate, you look at Rev and Shanny, they're obviously not enjoying themselves, like sitting around doing nothing because their life has no purpose. Like this their mental health problems come probably a lot from this because they have no goals. There's no reason for them to get up in the morning and do anything anymore. Away
from Shanny, Rev will do something with himself.
You think so?
Yeah, he'll at least try. Because like I said, on a daily basis, he's the one doing everything. Shanny does nothing but plays video games and talks smack. That's why when she makes her YouTube videos, acting like she knows what she's trying to do and whatnot. Like I said, I've been there with them with this mentality. She sits there and she does nothing. So what would have worked on me 3 years ago or 4 years ago ain't working on me no more because I got an idea of who's doing what they're talking about before they go live and everything and whatnot, as if I'm there with them, That mess ain't gonna work on me. Not this time. It's not. They're wasting enough of my time, my money, and my energy. It's about it gets to a certain point, even with friends. And then the part where Rev keeps talking about how Shanny keeps saying, "We took our last $4,000 to get the house." First of all, you ain't taking no last for nothing. He paid $2, and I paid $2.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. And to this very day, I still wonder why he did it. Because I'm sitting there and I'm like, there has to be more to it than this. And I got a bunch of different theories, but I think that they was going to lose it anyway because there was a lot of things attached to it that I was not aware of.
Oh, like taxes, tax liens and shit like that.
Liens and stuff and whatnot. So they couldn't sell it if they wanted to. They couldn't, well, not sell it. They could have sold it, but they couldn't. How can I put this? They couldn't. I think one of them had a warrant in Scranton, I think, and there was some other stuff, but something was stopping them because one of the neighbors told me that there was somebody trying to sell the place before I got it back.
Yeah.
So for some reason they couldn't do it or whatever, the way they was trying to do it or whatever.
Well, depending on when you go through a bank for a mortgage, like this is why they need things like home inspections, because like a bank won't.
That could have been it.
Yeah, like a bank won't mortgage a house that won't pass a home inspection.
Oh, that place wasn't. No. That place wasn't going to pass anything because when I went back there finally, the freaking grass was higher than the stairs. Like the grass was like all the way super high. There was freaking raccoon poop and cat poop and all that stuff inside the house. Somebody ransacked the place. Was in there, was going through things and ransacked it. It was a mess, man. When I finally went back there, I had to clean up a lot.
Yeah, because there was actually holes in the roof when you went back, right?
Yeah, I had to fix a lot of stuff very fast.
Man,
but I made sure this time a lawyer was involved. I made sure I wanted everything in writing, and I wanted a lawyer.
Like, have you kept like all the receipts for everything that you've kind of invested into? Like, rough shot, how much have you put into this house to try to get it back to the stage?
The first time and the second time?
Yeah,
about $35,000 maybe.
Oh wow.
Wow, yeah, lot, man! I had to fix that porch a couple of times. I had to fix the roof a couple of times. I had to cut down some trees because the trees was violating some of the laws in Scranton. And then on top of that, I had to be careful that I didn't destroy the neighbor's property over there. So I cut down like about 3 or 4 trees. There was some work inside the house in terms of like the pipes because they wasn't being winterized. Remember, nobody was there for a couple of years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, didn't they leave like the AC running like when they left? Like
well, that was
years
the first
ago?
time. That was the first time they left it. They left it running for 3 straight months.
Oh man,
that's why the bill was so high.
Like even
running for 3 straight months.
I remember I was like a few years back when I was still living in Toronto. The place that I was living at was it had gas heating, and we had an ice storm there, and we still had electricity, but we lost all the gas heating in our place, and we had to go out and buy those little space warmers, the kind of like that I think that Rev and Shani kind of got, and running 2 of those for a week until my heat came back on, my electric bill for that month almost doubled. Like. Not enough.
Those 2 was thinking, but they just packed up and just left. They left their driver's license there. They left there. So Rev left a lot of his ID and stuff there and everything.
Like when they went to the hotel?
No, I'm talking about the first time I went.
Oh,
there.
The first time.
I think I told the story before. Like they left everything there, and they went to Colorado. Like they didn't even think.
Didn't Shani leave a vehicle? Didn't she have a vehicle that she left there too?
Yeah, but that thing wasn't worth nothing for nothing.
No.
What ended up happening was when I got the house back, she gave me the car, and then I realized because of Scranton law and everything, because I didn't have the key and everything and whatnot, it was going to be a problem getting out the driveway. So I called her up and said, "Listen, I have to get rid of this thing, and I have to get rid of it or whatever." So I called a tow truck or a company that buys the scrap cars or whatever, and because it wasn't in my name, she had to get on the phone to approve of it or whatever. So I think they gave me like maybe $30 for it. No, $30 or $90 for it, and I gave it to them because they had problems paying the electric bill in Colorado or whatever.
See, that's just stuff I never understood because, like, there's a lot of speculation over how much money like Rev actually had when they went out there.
He was a millionaire as far as total assets.
Yeah.
Total assets. He was a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
As far as money wise. If Shani had power of attorney, Rev should be pretty mad at her because it was one time Shani called me on the phone and she said they lost $125,000 in one day in the stock market. I'd have killed her.
Oh my goodness!
I would have killed her had I heard something like that. Well, my money.
It's so poorly
They
managed.
squandered
Like
$20 from me, and I got that mad. But they she said 25,000. I said, how do you?
Here's the thing I noticed that is like when you're on like when you have a finite amount of money, because you're not like, you know, this isn't like me or you. Like I'm gonna make more money. You know, like like if I spend all my paycheck, that's okay. You know, I gotta wait a max of like, you know, 2 weeks before I get more money. Like it's not that big of a deal. I have stuff coming in. But when you have like that, you know, this is your finite amount of money. This is all you have. Especially if you have no intention of working. Like let's say it's at 700,000. You know, at about 350,000 left in the coffers, that's when you're starting to look like, oh man, this isn't going to last. You should probably start doing something. And I'm wondering for them, like when did they like start realizing that they were in problems? Was it at that 350,000 mark? Was it 200, 100? Like, did they not?
I think Shanny's mentality kept them from thinking like that. Shanny has this attitude that it's just money. It's just money. And whenever she said that around him, you can see the flames going through his eyes, and you can see the steam coming out of his head, because she's making very light how much money this guy lost in a couple of years. So and she's like, oh, it's just money. Don't be materialistic. It's just money. She ain't saying that now. Now all of a sudden she wants me to continue to baby her like a goo goo gaga. You know what I mean? So she don't have to go out there and get a job, but she's gonna get a job now.
Mike, did you see her video today about the we want pizza Jesus or something like that? I think it was the title of it, where it was just like, and I'm trying to remember exactly what she said. It was like, all I wanted for my birthday was a pizza, and this mother effer, referring to you, bought me Delta 8. And it's like,
this is what happened.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Late for her birthday. I was late for her birthday. I did not have no money on Cash App. I tell them this all the time. Sometimes I just have cash. I don't have money on Cash App. Like right now, I have like $3 on my Cash App. I don't have no money on Cash App, but I have cash where I'm at, right? But she was texting me, and they kept changing their mind. See, the reason why videos like that don't bother me, because on Skype, for our birthday, we could really use some medication, and that's what they wanted for, what she wanted for her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So I offered to buy her a PS5 game that Rev was bugging me about all the time, and Rev said he wanted his own controller, which I actually have in the other room, but they didn't want it. So like I said, I have this distributor that I know. He sold me a whole lot of it at wholesale. And I went over there and I said, here you go, and here you go. And then I took them out to go to buy food.
Oh,
now, he sat there and she said that I gave them a bunch of Delta 8 and I didn't buy them no food. That's a bunch of baloney. Everything Rev told me to get her, I went and I bought it. I bought them a whole bunch of stuff that they wanted food-wise. And the only thing he wants ever is peanut butter. Peanut butter and red butter.
It doesn't even matter. Like the point is, like, you still bought them something. Like you got them something. And like when she sits there and says, it's like, oh, G-Man didn't help us out. He did the bare minimum. He did the bare minimum. And it was just like, wait. He gave you guys a place to stay. You know, and when rent free, and when you left that,
water free, bought them clothes, babysitted their kids, took care of. Get that guy there some bare minimum.
Just like what is the, like, in my mind, like, what is the bare minimum? Like, what does she consider the bare minimum? Because because I could, it doesn't take a stretch of the imagination for me to imagine a lot less than that. Like,
the bare minimum, if you want to be honest, is let me see something here. Would be, okay, I provided you somewhere to stay. Don't call me. That's the bare minimum. Maybe I get potato chips. Maybe that would be the bare minimum to me.
Yeah,
I did more for them in their situation than they ever did for me.
You did more for them than they
did for me.
You did more for them than they did for themselves.
Basically, yeah.
which is like that's the disgusting part.
Yeah, but I'm not doing nothing else no more now. Now they're gonna have to start doing something with themselves.
And you know, I'm curious to see what happens, because like this hoop dream that they have, like especially Rev, that because of some conversation that he had with a therapist back in 2008 or something like that, like he thinks that he doesn't need to work. And in one of the most recent videos too, like that they had on Chinese Twitch there, Jason elaborates on this and says, you know, that I'm not going to work. It's not healthy for me to work. You know, I have all these other issues, and you know, therefore, you know, I'm not a good candidate for work. And it's like, shut up.
He doesn't want to work because he still believes he's worth $700,000.
Yeah, he believes that his existence is like he's somehow above work, that he doesn't have to, and that reality is going to hit. Oh yeah, that reality is going to hit them hard. And like at this point in time, it just like there's like this kind of like this gross fascination with, okay, what's going to happen? Like how far do you have to get to rock bottom before you finally start crawling yourself out? Because
if I was in Rev's shoes, what I would do is, and he's not going to like hearing this either, I would leave Shanny at least for 6 months until I edify myself. I would get me a job and I would save like a madman, get my own place, put everything in my name. And then if you have to be with her, you go get her, and then you get married or whatever, and then live in the same place or whatever. But that's not going to happen. What's going to end up happening is they're going to be living in the Durango. Shanny's going to get mad at him, and Shanny's going to tell him to get a job. He's going to say no, and that's going to be the end of those two. That's what's going to end up happening.
Yeah,
he just don't see it, but I see it coming from a mile away.
Like those relationships, that codependency, it's unhealthy to begin with. Like I've had friends and coworkers and stuff that have been in relationships like that, and these are people that like at least had jobs, like they were at least, you know, they worked, they kind of supported themselves. But even in those situations, the codependency turns to violence and physical assaults. And like I had a buddy that was stabbed by his wife, you know, like when they got into arguments and stuff like that, before they end up separating at that point in time. So it's like,
how did he handle being stabbed? What did he do in retaliation?
He bailed. So like he was so he got pushed down the stairs the first time. That was the first like big physical assault that she did on him. And it was funny at the time. People laughed at this because this is like that whole kind of attitude where it's just like, you know, okay, yeah, if a woman is beat by her husband, you know, people are just like, okay, that's serious, you know. But people don't take seriously, you know, the cases where a woman abuses her husband. You know, they don't take it as seriously.
I would have grabbed her by her hair. Mm-hmm. I would open up the front door, and by her hair, I would have thrown out the place. That's what I would have did.
And everybody minimized it. You know, this is also like 10, 12 years ago about then. But the time after, oh yeah,
and but the time threw out.
The next time after that, he woke up in the middle of the night with her on top of him with a pair of scissors, about to stab him. And, you know, he ended up defending himself. You know, got cut up on his arm a little bit, tossed her, and then just kind of ran out of there, you know, and then called the police and never went back. And then people took it seriously because that was like straight up attempted murder. Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. And it's like, I hope it doesn't get to that stage with Reverend Chetty, because like, just like, again, like that level of codependency where it's just like, you know, if Shani gets any type of hint at all that Rev is thinking of leaving her, like what is she going to do to him? And but who? I mean, again, like one of the things that you said, this was like the out of all the stuff that's happened in the last couple of days, the thing that's kind of blown my mind the most was when she thought that Rev was going to jail for 7 years, and she was doing the whole
she could walk and everything was okay with her, everything. You know,
oh yeah, she's single. She's got a promise of money from you now if the house sells and all this other stuff.
The house is all her. The house is
yeah. Yeah, and she is like walking on sunshine. Everything's great. And then all of a sudden, Rev gets out of prison because she forgot to go to court or whatever it was. Then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, shit. Oh, sorry. I guess
no. Let me tell you specifically what happened. He gets out of jail. She believes the promise is still to her. You know what I mean? Because Rev came out and then told her what the original deal was. And then she called me up and says, how come you didn't tell me? You know what I mean? And I put them on speakerphone. And I said, my deal was with Rev, not you. And now that Rev's out of jail, I'm doing this with Rev. I'm not doing this with you no more. So now all of a sudden she don't want him to be out the house. Now she wants him in the house and she loves him and everything and whatnot. But when that man was in jail, that woman was planning on everything she was going to buy, what she was going to go do, and all this other stuff and whatnot.
It's so transparent. Like, it's just she doesn't care about him, like, at all. Like, and at least not to the same degree that I think Rev kind of cares for her still.
You want to know something else? I think if Chris was ready to take her back tomorrow, she would drop him like a bad habit.
Well, I mean,
I believe on Twitch I heard them talking about something like that. Rev knows Shanny still loves Chris.
Yeah,
and I heard him say that that he's Chris' replacement, and Shanny said no, you're not. And Rev had to explain to her that was the case because she is constantly, and I mean constantly, talking about him around her.
Mm-hmm.
Around him, you know what I mean? So
you see that in the streams too.
She's still crazy about Chris. She won't admit it to you guys, but that's the case.
That she is, and it's whenever she does a live stream, like there was a time where if anybody showed up in the outside chat and they're sorry, and they had a name that started with Chris. You know, it wouldn't have been her ex-husband or anything like that. If there was just somebody out there with Chris, she automatically in her mind, she assumed that was her husband or her ex and was talking to him as if it was. It was just like you could see that this weird kind of obsession still with her ex in those conversations. And like a lot of people have been kind of catching on to this for like the last, couple of years that this, like, she's got this like real kind of unhealthy obsession still with her ex and what he's doing.
Yeah. And sometimes she's happy when he's doing good, and sometimes she's not. But she says that around Rev. Like I said, I think if he got on there and apologized and offer her a chance to come back, she dropped Rev like a bad habit.
Mm-hmm,
that's the thing. Rev is trying to be loyal to somebody that's going to dump him soon. That's the thing. And if he and I seen Shanny and how she gets when she wants something and she knows he has to get a job and her livelihood is going to be affected by it, and then he says he doesn't want to get a job. I see how she is. So they're not going to be together in about a year.
I thought that after they'd moved out of the uncle's place and it looked like reality was going to hit them, I thought that it was going to be breaking up. They were going to be breaking up at that point in time.
Well, I covered up for their losses because I was paying for everything.
Yeah,
Rev was right when he said no, G-Man's paying your bills, because that was true. It's true when it was in Colorado. I was paying for their bills there. It wasn't just the lawyer I had to pay. These two got a really bad memory. They really do. That's why I would love for them to challenge me in court. I destroy these two.
Well, because they've said that, like in the whole stream when they were getting evicted in Colorado, and she's just like, I just need money to pay these bills. He's like, with what? What are you gonna get money from? He's like, well, I got this money from YouTube. He's like, you haven't gotten anything. She's like, I've paid the bills. Like, no, G-Man pays your bills. Like they've acknowledged this, and then they still like now they're pretending like this stuff never happened, but it's always the simple stuff. Like with Rev today in the video he was doing today talked about how he was medicating in Colorado with marijuana to deal with his medical issues, but he doesn't do that here because it's illegal. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, again, the night that they had the big fight where Rev shaved his head, there's the clip where he comes in there and he's talking about going over to his buddy Rob's place, and he's just going to go over there and he's going to smoke some pot. Mm-hmm. And Shanny's just like, what are you doing? Like you're out there doing drugs and like you're doing all this other stuff. And he's just like, why are you complaining? You didn't complain when I brought you weed the other day. And then she quickly shuts him up. And it's just like,
that sounds like something he'll say too. Wow, he got her quick with that one.
Yeah, and it's just like that's the.
No,
that's
you
the
know
thing.
what
It's
it
like,
is.
yeah.
Shanny has to get a cut of anything that goes on. You know what I mean? If he said, "Honey, come with me, let's go smoke some pot with Rock," then she would have been okay with it. But because he was going to go there by himself, she had a problem with it. She always has to cut everything.
Oh, she doesn't let him have friends. Like that's the this was like the early on in the relationship. Rev had a friend who was like an EMT.
Like I know where they are. Like
Yeah.
like all this slick talk they're doing on YouTube, I could have said, "Keep doing this. I'll be there tomorrow," and they would have shut up. Because I would have went there. I would have went to the guy at the desk, and I'd be like, "I want to close this reservation right now," and I would have did the same thing I did to Indigo. I'd be like, "Hey, no refunds. Kick them out right now." I could have did that if I wanted to, but I was like, "You want to know what? Let them stay in the room. Let them talk their smack. Reality is going to hit them when they got to sleep in that Durango."
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what
and
I don't really understand.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, jobs, like the way that these people approach jobs is like this, like these rare things that are really hard to come by. Like I've known enough people that may have lost a job and then have had interviews lined up that afternoon for a different job. Like there's a lot of places to work. Like it's not hard to get a job, but I guess it's hard for especially Rev to comprehend what a job is because he's never really had one.
Rev don't want to be told what to do. That's what it is. And Shanny doesn't want to be told what to do either. That's what the problem is. That's why Shanny needs to humble herself.
They need people to tell them what to do. They are literally
I was doing
incapable
it on a regular basis.
Yeah, they're literally incapable of running their own lives. They need I was saying this before. Like you know what Rev needs more than anything else? A life coach. Like there's somebody is to
No, honestly, he needs to get away from Shanny. If he gets away from Shanny, he'll be all right. Shanny is filling his head up with a bunch of nonsense.
Well, she's convinced him that I think that she's led into a lot of the convincing him that he can't work, that he can't do anything, or she wants him to work, but she's been building up his head for so many years that he has mental illnesses that he can't work, and so that's maybe backfiring on her now.
I told Rev in his own car, I said, Shanny helped you get off of one substance and got you on another one. I told him that straight to his face.
Yeah.
So
the self-medicating, that stuff.
Yeah, that medication that he's on, he's not going to be getting that no more unless these YouTubers keep giving them money or whatever. and once you see them not having that stuff more often, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get real ugly.
Yeah, well, especially if I'll be interested to see if they keep on streaming from the car. Yeah. Because I don't think that they're not driving around the Durango, are they? Like, is that still that?
They have two cars. They have the Durango and they have another one. One of them they're going to have to. They don't have to suffer. They could just sell the Durango. I don't know why he doesn't do it.
I think that contrary to what the Reverend Shani said, there's another guy on. I think the Trolls, Haters, and Naysayers server, the guys that generally kind of like follow Vaughn, they looked into it, and so they bought that the Durango a few years back from a Chrysler dealership in Colorado, and they on a 6 or a 7 year plan, and so when they moved, they stopped making payments on it. So the vehicle is actually leased. So it doesn't actually belong to Rev. It belongs to the Chrysler financial company or whatever, whoever finances it.
He showed me some paperwork that shows that it's his now.
Well, so what they have is there are like these junk liens or whatever that you can get on them, or like if they feel that the vehicle is not worth recovery, they won't do it. But it also generally prohibits you from selling it again. It's essentially scrap after that. Like, yeah,
that would explain why he's selling it for so cheap now.
Yeah.
But you know what? If he takes the back seats out, Shanny doesn't have to worry about sitting up. She can just lay down all day inside the car. They won't have no internet. They're gonna have to use free Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, parking in a Burger King parking lot or something like that. And I wonder if they still would like the. And I was always curious about this too. Like, so when they moved from Colorado, they brought just a bunch of crap with them. Like I saw the stuff that
they brought some games with them. They had some clothes. They had the kids' clothes. They had like some of their clothes. They had some paperwork and a lot of collectibles, I would say.
Yeah.
But when they came there, I provided them with a TV. I provided them with a lot of the things that they needed. The boys, I bought them mattresses. I didn't buy them beds. I bought them mattresses because they came there too early before I could go to Rent a Center to completely furnish the whole place because I had a plan on what I was going to do. But they came there too fast.
And then so they spent like the year just sleeping on mattresses again.
Yeah, I gave them both their own individual mattresses. I bought them a flat screen TV. I bought them clothes. I bought them a whole lot of food. I bought them. I got one of their laptops fixed. I did a lot of stuff for them, for those kids. And Rev, I gave Rev a Mac. But then again, I don't even want to talk about that because considering how many laptops he gave me the first time over, it was all right. But
yeah,
I recently gave him a MacBook Air or Pro, whatever the heck that thing was, the real thin one. I bought it really cheap over OfferUp, and then I gave it to him because I wasn't really using it. I got a MacBook Pro in there I don't even use. So,
well, I mean, yeah, the
stuff that I got, they gave me. Oh, we love you, we love you, we love you. I had nothing to do with no rent. We love you, we love you. They kept giving me stuff and giving me stuff, and it was like, how many of these things you guys gonna give me? You know what I mean? So I started turning that stuff into money to start paying for certain things. So,
well, you know what I mean? You did the best you could, and it got to the point where you just got to recognize a bad investment. That they're
not a bad investment. I did what I could. Time's up.
Yeah,
time's up, and nobody's got to worry about me changing my mind or nothing like that. They and if I find out they lied about the door. It's going to be an issue because then I'm taking away anything I promised for Rev or anything I said I was going to do for him if I find out he lied about that.
Oh, you mean the tire?
Yeah, if I find out he lied about that, I'm not giving him nothing. If I saw a place some more, I ain't giving him nothing.
When they posted the pictures originally, I know that there's a couple people that I know and that Drag knows that we kind of passed the picture around. We're like, hey, what does this look like? And it's just like, oh, that looks like dry rot. It looks like the way that the tire was shredded up is like, okay, well, usually if it's got a slow leak and you start driving on it too flat, this is what happens when you drive on a flat tire, essentially, is that you just completely destroy it like this. And there was enough experts that we kind of asked about this and be like, okay, well, that makes sense. Now, and the reason why it looked so janky with all the completely thrashed like that is no one's going to do that with rebar. This is a tire that for somebody who just didn't realize that vehicles require some maintenance. That if you have a tire that's low or flat, that you just don't drive on them. There's a reason why, because you end up just tearing the hell out of them like that.
I'll find out.
Oh yeah, you will.
They're complaining about that hotel room that they're in. They're complaining about it and whatnot, but they got 24/7 AC because prior to that, when they was at the house, number one, they didn't want to take the AC that was in the basement. Yeah, it had some dust in it, but if you plugged it in, it would have blew out the dust and then you would have had an AC. But they didn't want to do that. Instead, they had this fan that didn't even have the front to it. They had it inside of a box. And Kenny had the air coming on her. And it was this other little fan that was blowing on them. They were too lazy to go downstairs, get the AC, put it in the window, and actually use the two ACs that was already there or whatever. So,
oh my goodness.
And now they're complaining about being in a hotel room where they got AC 24/7. And if they stayed there for the winter, they would have heat and they would come like, oh, the water here is terrible. The water here is terrible. And they got two cats in that room with them, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel bad for the hotel people that afterwards, and I love the idea that.
But believe it or not, they're keeping that hotel room clean. I don't know if it's housekeeping or what, but that room they're keeping it clean. I got to give them credit for that.
It's probably housekeeping at least once a day.
They're doing something because when I went there last time, it was clean.
You know, it's not hard to keep a place clean if you spend 15 minutes once a day just to pick up the stuff that you dropped on the ground. And I'm guessing that's probably what's happening there, is that they probably
the reason why Channy's wearing the same shirt every day is because I guess they must have ripped up the shirts that I got them or whatever, and then they didn't want to wash them, so they must have thrown them away. That has to be the only reason why they're wearing the same shirt all the time.
Yeah, that's getting pretty nasty.
I bought them like 15 hats. I bought them gloves. I mean, everybody, the kids, Shanny. I bought them hats, gloves, socks. I think I bought one of them a pair of sneakers. I bought Red that avocado shirt that he was wearing, and some other stuff that I don't see them wearing no more. But it seems to me that when they wear stuff enough, they won't wash it, and then what they'll do is they'll throw it away, and then think somebody's going to keep buying them clothes. That's not how I operate. I don't do things like that.
No, nobody does. I mean, unless you're like, unless you have the money to constantly just rotate your wardrobe like that.
Yeah.
But that's not them. That's not me. I make pretty good money and I don't even do that. So like that's insane to think about.
But I need to get some sleep though. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for humoring me. Having me on. That's awesome. Appreciate it.
Like I said, as far as those two go, done.
Yeah, no one blames you for that.
He could sit there and say, I owe him till he's blue in the face. You know what I mean? Unicorns exist too. So whatever. I don't want to hear that.
All right. Well, I'll bow out to let you close off, and I'll see you around, G-Man.
All right, later. Okay, so for the people that are watching, Rev's full of it. I don't owe Rev anything. I don't owe Shanny anything. Shanny's not married to Rev. Rev doesn't have an argument. The end. Here's the outro.